Shalom, shalom, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All praise to the true living God, the Lord God, Yehovah Elohim, the God of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, the God who created heaven and earth, the God who masters the universe.
Right.
Once again, we're episode 9. We like to apologize. We had some technical difficulties. So for those who are not able to come into our prayer service, or you may have heard it but not seen it. If so, we apologize here at Shaare Shamiyim. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
As we go forward, we're going into our Torah service. Hallelujah. But before we do, we'd like to give one of our honored guests, hallelujah, one of our sons. We go way back, our chief, Shalom. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I wasn't expecting this. But God is wonderful, you know, and He always has something for me. And I always ask Him to guide me and show me what I need to speak about in this book. This is my first home in Brooklyn. Yes. Shalom. And you know, I learned a lot from my Abba too, you know what I'm saying? Because he is my teacher. You know, nothing but respect, even honor to Prince Hezekiah.
Hallelujah.
I'm grateful to even be able to stand amongst y'all and thank you, the Most High, for, you know, considering me. You know, because he said we don't consider him, but I've noticed he's always considering us.
Yes.
Constantly.
Yes.
You got to
That's what I came. I'm sorry.
see if the kind can get it because it's in my book. We can go to the portion a little. I just want to touch on the portion a little bit. If you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Chapter 16.
Come up.
So we say a couple of things about that. You know, the Most High is blessing me. I've been doing this since 1996. Like I said, Beit Shalom was my first home. And I haven't turned back since I've been, you know, since I was like maybe 1920. I'm 45 now. And I've never thought I should do something else since I've been doing this. You know, when I walked in the doorpost of Shema Yisrael, a certain energy hit my vibe. And I've never felt that until I walked in Beit Shalom and when I walked in here. I've never felt that before in no spot that I've been in. Churches, mosques. My father's, he followed the Islamic way. It's my dad. I love the mess out of him. It's my pop. He's in Haiti right now, but nothing has ever swayed me to want to do something else. You know, I've been heard, oh, you'll be a good Christian. Oh, you'll be a good Muslim. Or you'll be a good this. But still in all, I stuck to this. And I love being an Israelite. I love being called myself Israel. I love it. I'm glad that Father picked me. He picked me. And I'm just grateful, you know. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, just like us all. Some more worse, some more less, but I've been through stuff. And here I can stand before you and say, I'm still going through stuff, but here I am.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I thank the Creator, you know, because I don't doubt him. You know, I said this in Shema the other day. You know, a sister asked me, she said, you don't doubt God? I was looking down the block on my phone. I said, what? Right? What you just said? I said, you might doubt JJ, but I'll never doubt the God of Abraham. Because he's gotten me through every bad thing of my life.
That's right.
I just lost my mother 2 years ago. I heard every day, still thinking about it.
That's right.
I miss my moms. But I have a key thing about myself. I don't think about the bad things. I think about the good stuff.
Yes.
And a lot of people are like, yo, you ain't break down yet. I said, I broke down. But God is in charge of life and death. Who am I to ask him why? He do what he want to do. And my mom's, she held it down for me. And I appreciate her life.
Amen.
And the Father using her to bring me into this world.
That's right.
You know, so I'm just grateful that God even gave me an opportunity to talk for a little while. One thing I've noticed about Israel, and I'm going to say this, we doubt God.
Go ahead.
We doubt the Creator. And we always want to blame everybody else for our mishaps. We always want to blame everybody else for what we go through instead of blaming oneself. Our forefathers, somebody said I say I too much. I'll explain that. Before I get down, I'm going to explain that in a minute because I need people to understand Chief Shalom. We doubt God too much. I'm going to put myself in this because we are one as Yisrael, serving this one God, keeping his one Torah. So we doubt God and we play with him too much. I'm a drummer on the train. I play drums on the train, those who don't know. We call ourselves Fresh to Life. Last year, Juneteenth, we was in Carnegie Hall representing Israel on stage. And I feel in my heart, and I know in my heart that Israelites, y'all should be strong in this way. Y'all should be strong that nothing can budge you. God, nobody can budge me. So you shouldn't be budged. You should have all complete confidence in Yah, Elohim.
Hallelujah.
Complete confidence.
Yes.
See, in the portion, Korah didn't have complete confidence in the Most High at all. He blamed somebody else. But wait, even after Korah and his people died, the very next day, Israelites said, you did this to us, Moses, because we don't trust in our Lord. That's what's the problem with Israelites today. We don't trust God. We would rather go to the court system. We would rather do everything else but to go to God. Because our forefathers, you know what they did before we went to war? Pray. Hey, God, should we go out?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
King David prayed, hey, God, should I go out? Right. All our fathers prayed to God, the creator of heaven and earth, before we did anything. Right. Do we do that now? No, we don't. You can tell the energy from Israelites. I named myself Absalom. My birth name is Arjuna, which means peace and love. Arjuna, he was a prince in India. And he died because he was a good prince. When he died, they made him a good luck charm. He represents Hinduism. I told myself I had to change my name because his name represents Hinduism. So I chose Absalom because I didn't like the way he represented Absalom. People tell to me, yo, you always happy. Why you always happy? Don't you go through stuff? I say, yeah. But my eyes are still working. I just broke my ankle. Spiral break all the way around. And my whole foot was hanging. First day I went to therapy, they said, you been to therapy before? I said, no. I said, why? He said, because you walk like you've been walking already. Like nothing's wrong with your foot. All glory to the Creator. Because I do not doubt God.
That's right.
And I thank him a lot for everything, man. I could have been shot. I could have been hit by a fire truck when I was younger. I fell off the roof, only broke my ribs. There's so many things. I did a bid. I did 3.5 years. I could have did 11 years in jail to 20 years. But I asked God to forgive me. And I told him I would never do X, Y, Z again. He believed me because he knows the future. And here I am. You know. But who's the reader? Or do I read myself? I see. You sure? I'm just going to touch on a little bit because what I don't understand with Israelites, why are you always stressed? Why are you always depressed? Why are you always going through something? Why is it that you're always tripping up, messing up? Oh, slack.
Barakot Yohambarak. Barakot Yohambarak Lola Wayet. Baruk Tali Wala Hena Malak Wala Shabbat Kabul Mikola Minatana New Torah Tov. Baruch atah noten Torah. Amen.
Amen.
Bless Jehovah the Blessed One. Bless this Jehovah the Blessed One forever and ever. Blessed are you, Jehovah our God, King of the universe, who has selected us from all the peoples and given us his Torah. Blessed are you, Jehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shabbat, please be seated.
Hallelujah. Korah doubted the Most High. He doubted it. He played with God. And since the day we left Egypt, we've been playing with God, even from to this day. You know, God don't play. If you want to give you a heart attack right now, everybody in this room, everybody can get a heart attack right now.
That's right.
God don't play. If you want to give you AIDS, guess what you're going to get? God don't play. Korah played with God.
King, this is the 16th chapter of Sefer Ben-Midbar, the book of Numbers. Now Korah, the son of Issachar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi.
That means he was a Levite.
Go ahead.
That means he was closer to the Most High God. Closer than all the other tribes. Lewi. Some shit.
With Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the sons of Caleb, the sons of Reuben.
Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob, the higher up.
Go ahead.
These were prince men. These were renowned men. These were men that people look to for answers. Some shit.
Took men, and they arose up in the face of Moshe.
Now this is right after, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is right after Moses hit the rock and said, "May we give you rebels water?" Messed him up because he was mad at these people that always coming at him. Constantly coming at him. Where he had to say, "Yo, it wasn't me. God took you out of here." But constantly coming after this dude, murmuring, talking bad about him. Now, we saw what happened to even our mother, Miriam, for talking against the prophet, even the father, even Moshe. She called leprosy. And Father God said, "How you going to talk about Moses? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you to talk about my servant that I chose to bring y'all out?" And one thing what I realize is, Israelites, we show disrespect to the higher ups and don't listen. We should be listening. You know, I have 5 rules. Listen, learn, time and place for everything, no excuses, and I am my brother's keeper. These 5 rules is what I do in SOG. Because if you're not listening, you're not learning. Okay? But if you're listening, you are learning. And if you're learning, that means you know it's a time and place for everything. And if you know it's a time and place for everything, there should be no excuses. And if you are your brother's keeper, you should be teaching them the same thing. Because iron sharpen iron, man sharpen man. One thing I've noticed, man ain't sharpen men no more. A lot of men act like women. I'm just like, real. A lot of men act like females. We need to change that. We need to get better. We're supposed to be the alphas, not the beta. We're supposed to be the alpha, not the queen of the house. We are men. We're supposed to stand like men. Israel is supposed to be one, not many. It's supposed to be one nation under Yah.
King, we're in the midst of the second verse. And they rose up in the face of Moshe with certain of the children of Israel, 250 men.
That's a lot of people for 2 people. That's going against 2 people. 250? Some shit.
And they were princes of the congregation. The elect men.
The elect men. The top T. Some shit. That's what I do. Some shit.
Men of renown. And they assembled themselves together against Moshe and against Aharon.
What they said?
And said unto them, "Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and Jehovah is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the assembly of Jehovah."
Let me ask you this question. We all know Israel is holy, right? All of us, right? We do know that. But did the Most High God choose somebody to orchestrate this holiness? Was it not Moses and Aaron? Huh? Matter of fact, he told Moshe, "You will be like God unto the Egyptians."
Right.
He said that to and Aaron will be your talker. You will be like God unto the nation. So Moshe was doing what Father Moshe, may his name be remembered, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing. Who are these people to go against him? After already, like I said earlier, that the Most High already chose Levites to be closer to the Creator of heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Those who were with Yah, you come on this side. Levi said, "We over here." Everybody else stood on the other side. Not saying they wasn't with the Most High, but the Levites said, "Yeah, we got that. We're gonna handle that." And here they go, complaining. That's another thing Israelites do. We don't complain for the right things. We don't complain. You know what we complain about? Crap. It's nothing that's going to rise Israel out of nothing. Pettiness. That's the words today, right? Pettiness. That's what we represent. Pettiness. Now, I haven't been in this way of life longer than some brothers I know. Some brothers know I've been 22. I know brothers that's been doing. I'm 45, 40 years. They was born in this way. I know mad brothers that was born in like 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, just keeping Torah. And I asked them, like the older brother, I asked them, what has changed? What has changed from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to now? What has changed? I heard love. That was one of the first things I heard. Israelites don't show love to each other because some camps think they're better than camps. Some brothers think they're better than brothers. You know, the police don't care about that, right?
No.
They don't care about that.
No, they don't.
You think the police don't care if you was a bus driver, right? I don't know what you do, but the police don't care about that, right? They don't care about that. No, if they're women or men. Because I seen cops slam a pregnant woman on the street.
Yeah.
I seen cops slam little kids that look like us. So they don't care. So what's our problem as Israelites? Why are we not sticking together? Why is not just one camp in New York City? Where all the big dogs sit up here and they're the teachers for the whole nation of Israel in New York City. Why are we not doing these type of things? You know why? Ego. Israelites got an ego problem. Like Korach, Israelites got an ego problem. You're not better than nobody, Israelites. You fart, burp, and sweat just like all of us. Every single one of y'all got to wake up and wipe that slob off your face. Right, Ima? You got to wipe that slob off your face, get that coal out y'all, just like everybody else. Stop being Korah. Stop acting like you better than the rest of the Israelites, because you're not. Some sheep.
Okay, we're in the 4th verse of Sefer Bemidbar, the book of Numbers.
Okay.
And when Moshe heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spoke unto Korah and said unto all his company, saying, in the morning, Jehovah will show who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him. Even him whom he may choose will he cause to come near unto him.
Please stop. Moshe humbled himself and got on his hands and knees like, yo, you'll see tomorrow. He was still being humble, even after God kicked him and said, you can't see the land. After the Most High told him, yo, you're not going to the land because you didn't separate me from you. He's still humbling himself. He's still doing his job. He's still making his move. He's still obeying what the Creator said.
Right.
What's our problem? Well, somebody told me, I said, yo, why you don't wear your ZCs no more? Why you not keeping up? Well, everybody's not a drummer like you. I said, what does that mean? You think the Creator is not going to find a way for you to survive in this land of our captivity? Somebody said the land of our oppressors. But you think the Most High? Let me ask this question. Who's been blessed in here? Raise your hand.
Hallelujah.
Who eats every day? Raise your hand.
Hallelujah.
Who drinks every day? Raise your hand.
Hallelujah.
Who puts clothes on their back and shoes on their feet every day? Raise your hand.
Hallelujah.
Who got a roof for their head and bed to sleep? Raise your hand.
Powerful.
Why are we complaining? Why are we doubting God? Why are we playing the creator God? Because he has always shown us a way. He's always showed us there's no more corn. Yes, it is right there. Pick it up. Clean it off. Because what he said? He said, don't glean. Even leave enough for the homeless, the passerby, and the stranger. That's what the creator said. He always finds a way.
That's right.
I don't know what's called a problem. Why is it that Israelites always want to be better than Israelites? Why? Because I don't speak Hebrew fluently. I know some things. I'm learning. I'm actually, my brother Matisiyahu just sent me a book so I can get better at my Hebrew. Some of y'all know Matisiyahu, right? Yeah. That's my big bro. Love that guy. You're always correcting. I love that about him. Always. We have to change the mindset on what a brother is, what a sister is, what is family. Because we don't treat each other like family is right now. Not at all. You know, I'm a weirdo, some say. I like calling people and checking up on them. But I love people to check up on me too. At one time I told myself, I'm going to stop doing that because nobody does it with me. And then a brother said to me, don't let nobody stop you from being yourself. Be you. So I came up with this thing. I will never let nobody control my circle again. I'm in control. God is in control. Because if Prince Hezekiah had an attitude toward me, let his attitude in my circle, he's in charge now. I'm not allowing that no more. So I stay happy. So like, how you doing, Chief? I'm shining. So guys around my neighborhood, I'm around Shema, because I hang around there a lot, even though I live all the way in the Bronx. I live all the way on 225th Street. They're like, what up, Sean? Hey, Sean. I like that. Because Father said, you are the light to the nations. Israelites are not supposed to be darkness. We're not supposed to act no darkness at all. We're supposed to be always walking around. When people, what's your name again, King?
Adonia.
When people see Adonia, yo, that guy? No, that guy's always respectful, yo. He's always got a great attitude. Always. When brothers see Prince, oh, him? Nah, man. What? He did what? Nah, he didn't do that. That's not how he get down. I know he don't get down like that. That brother's always on the right path. This is what Yisrael is supposed to be doing. This is how the nation's supposed to be doing. You know why? So they can say, let us go onto the mountain where they praise God, where the Israelites praise God. That's not here now. You know what? People don't like Israelites at all. Because we act like Korah too much. Some shit.
And we in the 6th verse of chapter 16, the book of Numbers. This do, take you census, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense upon them before Jehovah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom Jehovah doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moshe said unto Korah, hear now, sons of Levi. Is it but a small thing unto you that Elohim of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel?
As I was saying, he separated the Levites, special unto him. So told them to get their census. Get your incense ready tomorrow morning, because we're going to prove to you who God has chosen. Some shit
came in the midst of the night, and to bring you near unto himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of Jehovah, to stand before the congregation to minister unto them, and that he hath brought thee near, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee. And will ye seek the priesthood also?
That means they're being greedy. They're being greedy. One thing, Israelites are not content with their blessings. And I say that strongly. Me and my brother Zah Yadar bin Yehuda, me and him was talking about consideration. That word is my favorite word because Father said we don't consider. And I like using those words because Israelites don't consider their blessings. They don't consider what they have at all. They rather, let me put it like this. I have where I live at right now, I live in Bronx. And my Isha and I, we was in a predicament last year. And she found the place. I didn't go to the place to check the place out. I let her rock. Because we was in a predicament, we had to get out of it. We prayed on it. Apartment popped up, we took it. When I first walked in there, I looked, because I was thinking about the kesef that we was paying for, and I said, "You serious? We paying that much for this?" He said, "Yeah." Then something hit me in my mind. You got your own apartment now. You don't got to answer to nobody. I got on my hands and started praying. Because I was grateful and considered what God had done for me. Israel, I don't know if y'all heard this story before. There was a man, there was a big old flood in the world.
Yeah.
Y'all know that story? And the guy was like, "Yo, we come to help you." The guy was like, "No, I'm good. I'm waiting on God." Here comes a boat. "Yo, come on, God." "No, I'm waiting on God." Here comes a plane with the boat that lands in the water. "No, I'm good." Here comes a helicopter. "No, I'm waiting on God." And when he got to heaven, first thing he said was, "God, you left me." God said, "I sent you a boat, I sent you a plane, and I sent you a helicopter. You didn't take none of it." That's Israelite's problem. We don't take the blessings. We don't consider the blessings. This is why we stay stressed, depressed, ulcers, and all that other stuff that goes bad with our bodies.
Right.
And we wonder why we sick. Israelites, in this pandemic, we call it a plandemic.
That's what it is.
You don't got to be part of it. You don't got to be part of the crisis that's going on right now. You could be the solution. You could be the antidote. And what is that? Like I tell people on the train, what I tell them? I said, let's show some respect to each other first. Let's start with the little things and let's grow. When I get on the train by myself, first thing I do is say, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? What's going on? Everybody good?" And then when I'm ignored, I say, like today, I say, "I don't understand y'all. We going in a crisis, and y'all still acting like y'all in a crisis. How is it y'all expect to get better when you're not acting better?" Then everybody will start saying, "Hey, hello, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I appreciate that. But if I walked in here and started cursing all of y'all out, I'll get a lot of energy from you then. Why y'all attracted to the negativity than the positivity?" Sounds like Korah again.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to keep saying his name because, there's a lot of Israelites like this in the book that lead people astray. After the Most High God said, "Do not follow the multitude to do evil."
Right.
That's right.
We have to stop following the multitude because they look good, because they can wrap their turban good, because they ZC sit to the ground, because they fly. We got to stop that. The prophet Eliyahu, may his name be remembered, had to eat Zoah. And he was bald-headed. You think he cared about people? Matter of fact, people that made fun of him, what happened to them? By a she-bear.
That's right.
Because she thought her children was dead. So she destroyed those children. You gotta stop playing with the creator of heaven and earth.
That's right.
Stop playing with God. Some shit can't.
Again, we in the 11th verse. "Therefore thou and all thy company that are gathered together against Jehovah, and as to Aaron, Aharon, what is he that ye murmur against him?" And Moshe sent to call Dathan and Abiram, and the sons of Eliab. And they said, "He will not come up. Is it a small thing?"
Wait. So you telling me the leader of Israel right now, you're not going to listen to him? That's straight, bluntly disrespect.
Right.
Father chose somebody to lead. Respect the leader. He's not telling you to do nothing. And see, that's what I tell my Isha. Her name is Nefshi. I named her Nefshi, which means my soul. I begged for that woman. I asked God to, we've been together, we've been married 3 years, I know her 5 years. From the 5 years, probably 2 years before that, I prayed for a good woman in my life. Because I had a wife already. Just that wasn't just going the way I thought it should go. So I said, Most, I don't know. But show me. And she popped up 2 years later. And I'm going to tell you now.
Talk about it.
She's the lemonade in my water. Who loves lemonade in here? Cold lemonade too?
Cold lemonade.
She's the lemonade in my water. For real. I call her sugar sweet because when she make lemonade, it's like she took the whole sugar and said, when the Most High God gives you your blessing, appreciate it. Moshe was a blessing to Israel because they was going through crazy stuff.
Right.
They was killing us. They was telling the midwives, you'll kill those babies. They boys, kill them. If they're girl, bring them up. Father wasn't having that though. The creator of heaven and earth wasn't playing these games. God don't play with you. Why are you playing with God?
That's right.
Don't you?
King, once again, we're in the 13th verse of the 16th chapter of Sefer Bemidbar, the book of Numbers. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness? What? But thou must needs make thyself also a prince over us. Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, nor given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will thou put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up.
Now check that out. These guys, ego and pompousness is about to cause them to lose. Israelites, Father God said, the humble and meek and contrite spirit is his delight. That's what he said, not me.
That's right.
He wants you to be humble. He wants you to be meek. He wants you to have that energy of, it's all right, brother. You got it. You got it. Because guess what? He fights our battles for us. I'm a brother. I'm a Shemonite. Some say Asher. I'm taking Shalom. You know what I'm saying? Somebody call me Dan. They said, you judge too much. You always want to judge somebody. I said, I like hanging out with Levy, though. I really like hanging out with Levy. My guys. But the Most High gives you light every single day. Everywhere you go, he clears the path for you. So you don't have to have problems with the police. You won't have to have problems with the sickness that's in the world. You won't have to have problems. Like I just went to the hospital. I went to the doctor. And, she said my blood pressure, I got to work with my blood pressure and all that stuff. And I'm trying to figure out where's that coming from. Foods. And that's what it is. But she said, how do you feel, though? I said, I feel beautiful, my sister. I said, because just not too long ago, my wife was coming from coming from the train station. And, there's guys who sell SF downstairs. And there's one guy that me and him out cool. He told my wife, he said, no, my sister, you go that way. You the brother, the Israelite wife, right? She said, yeah, go that way. You don't want to, somebody just got shot at the brother. Go that way. Humble and contrite spirit, because wherever I go, Shalom, brother, how you doing, man? Everything good?
Right.
Shalom, brother, how you doing, man? Yo, roots, where I go on, brethren. I do that everywhere I go. So when they see me, I don't want to act like Korah. I don't want to be pompous. I don't want to be egotistical. I don't want to show people that, yeah, look at me. I don't got to talk to you. I don't got to answer you.
Right.
Be honest, if I would have came to Beit Shalom and they acted like that, I wouldn't be Israelite right now. I'm being real with y'all. There's certain things that I've heard in Israel, like, what? And I say to myself, I'm glad I didn't go to that area or go over there, because if I would have heard that, or if I would have felt that, would I have seen that? Say low toe. I'm jealous for my God. I respect him. I have my flaws, and I'm working on them, but I respect the creator. Because he says he knows a man's heart.
Right.
You think he don't know? You think he didn't know Korah was going to do this stuff? Past, present, future.
That's right.
You think he didn't know that? But people can change.
Right.
Korah could have changed.
Right.
He could have changed.
Opportunity.
Say that again, Ken.
Opportunity.
He had an opportunity to change. Israelites, we have an opportunity to change. I'm tired of America and any place that's like this. I want to go home. I desire to go home. I don't want to be in this place. I'm tired of seeing disrespectful children. I'm tired of seeing nasty people. I'm tired of seeing homosexuality. I'm tired of seeing men treat women like crap and women treat men like crap. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of walking down the block and you say hello to somebody, they look you up and down. But my brother said, he's like, yo, what up to somebody? He's like, what up? What you mean, what up? Like, what? I'm tired. I am tired of this. I am tired. I want to be around people that's like me. I was telling Prince Lakai that when we was on our way here. I said, I want to be around people that think like me, man, feel like me, act like me. I'm tired of being around people that just miserable, mad, angry, distressed, depressed, and always want to hurt somebody because they hurt.
Right.
I don't want to go through that. Bro. I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to be around people that's Korachites. I don't want to be that.
Korachites, hallelujah.
I don't want to be around those. And you know, his whole family didn't die.
No.
Not at all. Because somebody said, nah, I'm going to get with these guys. I love you, though.
I love you.
Shalom. That was it. That was it. He was smart. I think we all should have did that, right? Yeah. Where you going, son? He right, though. And see, that's the problem with Israelites. We don't see right for right. We want to look at ourselves and say, nah, what I'm saying is right. And if you don't like it, bye. Nah, man. Father left it on books. So we can, that's the word I was looking for. On record, so we can get it right. And if you don't obey God's words, sound and power, because his words is sound and his power, you're not going nowhere. You're going to be stuck in captivity. You're probably going to be about part of those people that get buried for 7 months. Some shit. Oh, before I go, my energy is serious about when it comes to God and his ways. A lot of people don't like me being around them because I talk like that. And don't get it fooled. I'm human. I'm a man. So I talk about other stuff and other things. But most of the stuff I talk about is this. We got a place where my brother we hang out at. A lot of people don't come down because they think we just do our SF thing and we talk about everything. But if they would come down there, they'd be like, oh, that's what you're talking about? Yes. We stay in the book. We stay reading this. We stay studying because we want to be, I tell people this, I'm not here to impress y'all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm here to impress the creator of heaven and earth.
Hallelujah.
I'm here to inspire man.
Hallelujah.
I'm here. He inspired me. This is why I'm still here. Because I see this.
Hallelujah.
Prince of Paul, he inspired me.
Hallelujah.
That's why I'm still Chief of Chief Naftali, he inspired me.
That's right, hallelujah.
But you know who inspired me the most? The Most High Yah. Look, and I'm here. I'm on emotion. I can stop myself from crying 3 times. To be real with y'all. Because my emotions,
all right.
my emotions towards the creator of heaven and earth, he has proven to me that he can get me out of anything. That's right. Just like he's proven to y'all. And guess what? He's going to try y'all.
Yeah.
Those who are new, you new in this, brother?
Yeah.
How long?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Welcome, King.
Yeah.
Welcome home. And I pray to see you 20 years from now, man. But I'm going to tell you, don't never give up.
That's it.
Never. Oh, because guess what, family? Bad things happen to us. But that's probably God trying to see. You know what I said last week? I said, God said he will tempt you. He will bring you temptation, but don't tempt him. You better not tempt God. You want to tempt God? We can take it where he can make your heart move to the other side of your body. You want to tempt God? That's what Korah's doing right now. He's tempting the Most High, playing with God.
Yes, indeed.
What's wrong with you, kid? Some shit. And remember, he's a prince. He's from the men of renown. He's one of the elects. Some shit.
Right. We on verse 15 of chapter 16.
Okay.
Say, fair baby, by the book of Numbers. And Moshe was very wroth. And he said unto Jehovah,
He was mad. Go ahead.
respect not thou their offerings. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them.
But hold up. This is the same man that said, no, God, don't kill them. If you kill them, blot me out the book. It's the same man. He was humble. He said, Most High God, no, don't kill them. What would the nation say? And if you do that, take me out. Kill me now. Because I'm not doing this. The same man. What did he say? Repeat that again.
Once again, in the midst of the 15th verse. Respect not thou their offerings.
He was wroth with them.
I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moshe, this is the 16th verse, said unto Korah, be thou and all thy congregation before Jehovah, thou and they and Aharon tomorrow. And take ye every man his fire pan, and put incense upon them. And bring ye before Jehovah every man his fire pan, 250 fire pans.
250 men with 250 incense to show who God chose. Who's God going to choose? Let me rephrase that. 250 people going against the leader at the moment. Some shit.
Thou also, and Aharon, each his fire pan. And they took every man his fire pan and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood at the door of the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aharon.
Now let's remember, Moshe and Aaron are Levites.
That's right.
The priest and the high priest. So they was part of that. But the Most High is about to make a separation. Some shit.
And Korah assembled all the congregation against them onto the door of the tent of meeting. And the glory of Jehovah appeared unto all the congregation.
So Most High came through that cloud, filled that tent of meeting with them clouds, smoky cloud. The heat is on. Go ahead.
20th verse. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe and unto Aharon, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces.
What did he say?
And they fell upon their faces and said, O Elohim, the Elohim of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation?
The Lord says, every man die for his own sins. The father shall not die for the son, neither shall die, nor the son shall die for the father, but every man shall die for his own iniquities. That's why there's no New Testaments.
Hallelujah.
That's why there's no JJ. And believe me, I'm going to tell y'all, I do a lot of studying on that. Because like I said, my father's Muslim. And, there's been, since the time of Tammuz, or I say the time of Nimrod, there's been an immaculate conception from that time even until this day. That's a guarantee. You don't believe me? Go check it out yourself. There's a book called The 16 Crucified Saviors. Look them up. It's a good book too. Also, another book you should get is the book your church doesn't want you to open. I got that, but it's two books, but I got the first one. I didn't get the second one yet, but the first one, it kills everything. They try to talk about this right here. They couldn't say much. They could say something to the Jewish people, but they couldn't say much about Torah at all. And that's the blessing. Some she got.
Hallelujah. 23rd verse.
23rd verse.
Chapter 16.
What's about to happen?
The book of Numbers. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
Separate.
And Moshe rose up and went on to Dathan and Abiram. The elders of Israel followed him. And he spoke unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men.
Get away.
And touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be swept away.
You heard that? Don't touch nothing. Don't touch their clothes. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch their furniture.
Right,
He gave, that was like, that's an order. That was a command. Don't touch nothing or you will be swept away with their energy. Some shit.
Swept away in all their sins. So they got them up from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents with their wives and their sons and their little ones.
Some shit.
And Moshe said, hereby ye shall know that Jehovah hath sent me to do all these works, and that I have not done them.
Who sent them?
My own mind.
Who sent them? Read that again, King.
Hereby ye shall know that Jehovah,
the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, sent Moshe to lead the people. Some shit.
That's right.
that sent me to do all these works, and that I have not done them of my own mind.
That's right.
If these men die the common death of all men, and be visited after the visitation of all men.
Mhm.
Then Jehovah have not sent me. But if Jehovah make a new thing, and the ground open up her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertaineth unto them, and they go down alive into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have despised Jehovah.
Do God lie?
No.
Nothing void comes out of his mouth. Everything is perfect when he speaks.
Right.
Now, God said Moses will be God to the people. And God told Moses these things, and Moses is speaking for the Creator because he's God to the people. So Moses ain't lying. Something's about to pop up with these people because they doubting God. Because they're not putting all their confidence in the Creator of heaven and earth. Israelites, you need to put all your confidence in the Creator of heaven and earth.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Know you're going to get that job. And if you don't, he got something better for you.
That's right.
Know you're going to be in a job for 20 years, but if you got fired, he got something better for you. I'm telling y'all from experience.
That's right.
I haven't had a regular job in about 10 years. I've been drumming. Yeah, for real. Paying rent, taking care of my children. Because that's my passion. I'm about to open a clothing line. It's called Sire. Sir.e. Because the word sir means sire. Sire is royalty. And my first shirt will say set apart.
Hallelujah.
I don't want to be like the nations around me.
No.
Set apart. You heard what I just said?
I don't want to be like the nations around me. Hallelujah.
I don't want to be like the Korathite and be like, you think you're better than me because you speak. No, I don't want to be like that. I want to see the teachings, get the blessings, and give it out. That's what I want to do. I don't want to roll backwards. Because a lot of Israelites, we roll backwards. We roll backwards. And we wonder why we at. We wonder why we in the pit.
Right.
Yeah. We wonder why we in the, that's right. You can walk around living right now because a lot of you people have life, but you're not living. You're not living. You worrying about check. Instead of being, because the word, if you look up the word worry, has nothing. It's nothing good about that word. We need to consider.
That's it.
Yeah, not worry. We need to consider. If you read Torah in Hebrew, have you ever seen a word in there, worry? Never, right? I know brothers, they ain't never. You ever seen worry? The word worry? No. But you do see consider. A lot. We have to open our eyes. I'm not talking about these eyes right here.
Right.
We got to open our eyes in our mind, our eyes in our heart, and our eyes in our soul.
Right.
The soul, the mind, the heart. The spiritual, the mental, and your physical. We have to open those eyes. We have to. Or you're going to get stuck in the pit. Come sheep.
And we have the 31st verse of chapter 16 of Sefer Ben-Midbar, the book of Numbers. And it came to pass, as he made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground did cleave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and all the men that appertained unto Torah, and all their goods. So they and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the assembly.
Don't perish. Stop playing with that's why I got the end of this. Well, after you finish reading, because I'm going to get on that with the next spot, though, as well. The Most High will make you perish while you're alive and breathing, Israel. No, for real. There's a saying, he said he will cut you off. And if he cuts you off, nobody can cut you back on. Nobody can turn that switch on. For who God leadeth astray, no one can lead straight.
That's right.
And who he leads straight, no one can lead astray.
Right.
The problem with Israelites, I'm gonna keep saying it. We gotta stop acting like we better than each other. Please. We want to please God. Let's act like family. Excuse me. Let's be family. Let's not act, because it's not a show. Let's be a family. Let's be one nation. One nation.
That's the goal.
And then what else the Most High did?
Yeah.
The 34th verse.
What else the Most High did to them?
And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them. For they said, lest the earth swallow us up. And fire came forth from Jehovah and devoured the 250 men that offered the incense.
Wow. So they tried to escape? Nope. It's a wrap for you. 250 men. Done. And these were guys elect, renowned, the top shotters. Done, gone, finished. All because you doubted the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now I want to go to verse 6 of chapter 17, please. Yeah, verse 6. It's for a reason.
Verse 6 of chapter 17.
Yes.
But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children.
That means the next day, Tamshik.
Murmured against Moshe and against
Aharon. Wait. They just did what Korah just did? Did they just do the same thing that Korah just did?
Oh, well, business as usual.
They just saw the ground open up, and Moshe said, and let me read this, he said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, and that I have not done them of my own mind. He just said that to them. And the very next day, what they said?
Well, tomorrow, the children of Israel murmured against Moshe
and what they said?
And against Aharon.
What they said?
And they said, ye have killed the people of Yehovah.
Whoa. Wait. Can I read this one more time? And Moses said, hereby, this is because he was talking to everybody. They all was there. The people heard what he said. Ye shall know that Yah hath sent me to do all these works, and that I have not done them of my own mind. So he's telling you, no, I can't split the ground open. Sorry. And I can't burn up 250 people just like that. I can't do that. Unless God tell me to do it. But I ain't do nothing. I just sat back and watched. But they murmured at him right away, and they blamed him. Why didn't they blame God? Why Israelites that's in this way of life never say, God, I'm blaming you for my mishap? Maybe they read the Korah story. Just maybe, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Because we got to stop blaming ourselves. Oh, the white man do this. The white man do this. The white man do that. I have a saying. You want the white man to stop doing what they do? Stick together. No, for real. Mm-hmm. I don't have a thing. This is one of my sayings. Saying Prince Hezekiah is being bothered by the police. But he has a walkie-talkie all the time on him. He presses a button. 20 men come out. What's up? What happened? You know cops got guns. Brothers got licenses to get your gun. Mm-hmm. Your license on your gun. Mm-hmm. Put your gun on your side. What's good? Prince Hezekiah? I don't know, man. I'm trying to get these police. Police call back up. Prince Hezekiah press another button. Here come another 40 men coming outside. You think the cops is going to mess with us? No. Oh, wait, they sticking together now. They're not letting us do anything to them like we used to. I was watching this video, Prince. It was 4 men. No, 4 men. It was like 7 men outside, about your height, L'chaim height, big dudes. Mm-hmm. Police arguing with this female. My man picked her up and said, boom! And none of those men did nothing. Yo, man, that's a female. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. If I walk down the block and see somebody wearing these and the police, I'm knocking him the hell out. Mm-hmm. He's being knocked out. There's no taking it back. I'm knocking you out, bro. How dare you do that to that? Women are flowers to me. I don't know about everybody, but women are flowers and delicate. God put delicateness in our life. How dare you bruise that? Who are you? That's not your that's your sister, that's your woman. No, that's none of that. You just slammed that. That bothers me. It bothers me. I couldn't see the police doing that to you. I'm knocking one of them out. We have to stand for right, or we're going to fall for all the wrong in the world. Believe me, everything's against us. It has been against us because guess what we did? We did a Korah. We went against God. And since we turned our back, our energy, our everything on God, Moses said, leave me alone. And he's still blessing us, even today. Still.
Hallelujah. That's right.
Yo, man, I accidentally killed my friend in 1998, February 2nd. I'll never forget that day. I begged y'all, the Most High God. I said, please, Father, I messed up. I was doing wrong. Please get me out of this. I need your help. I was manslaughter, 5 to 15, possession of a weapon, 3.5 to 7. I was looking at some time. I fasted. I put all my trust in God. 1 month later, my charges, both of them got dropped to something less. And it came with a plea bill. It was like 2 to 5. I was like, try to get 2 and 4. It's like, no, we're not dropping from 2 to 4. I said, I already had a year in. I said, give me the 2 and 5. Came home 2001. And I ain't never been back. I told the guy, he said, oh, you'll be back. Just a counselor did. So he said, yeah, just like the rest of these guys, you know, they're always popping up, you know. I said, my God is, I'm telling you what I said. I said, my God is real. He will never see me back. And I meant that. I've been home since 2001. It's 18 years I've been home.
That's right.
I'm praying that God sees me and have favor on me to never put me back in those places.
That's right. There you go.
Because those places are not for us. He made places to run to in case stuff like that happened. With our families.
That's right.
Them dungeons are not for us.
No.
At all. So our forefathers still murmured, still complained, still pointing the finger at the leader of the Israelites at the moment. Even after Father Moshe just told them, it's not me. And if you see something totally different, then you know definitely it's not me. So what they did?
Okay. We in the 7th verse. First of all, let me start back in the midst of the ending of the 6th. Ye have killed the people of Jehovah. And it came to pass, when the congregation was assembled against Moshe and against Aharon, that they looked toward the cloud covered the tent of meeting. And behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of Jehovah appeared. And Moshe and Aharon came to the front of the tent of meeting. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
Mosai's not playing. Come, Sheik.
And they fell upon their
Aaron,
faces.
Moshe and Aaron, go ahead.
And Moshe said unto Aharon, take thy fire pan, and put fire therein from off the altar, and lay incense thereon, and carry it quickly unto the congregation, and make atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from Jehovah. The plague is begun.
They've been going against Moses since he took him on the spot, right?
Yeah.
And he still want to pray for them. That's why God said there'll never be a man like him ever again in this world.
Right.
Never again will there be a man like my servant Moses. Huh? Because he's
Right.
they just got at him. And they want to kill him again. And before that, it was the water where he hit the rock. That wasn't the first time he hit the rock. He hit the rock before. There was another rock he hit. But he didn't say he just hit the rock. And the water came out the rock. A lot of Israelites don't know that first story. Because they only go to the story where he messed up.
Right.
But we got to go to the story where he first hit the rock. And the water came out. And it was good. Moshe, Father Moshe is always looking out for people who don't like him. Sound like an Israelite.
Oh.
I'm just being real. Sound like an Israelite to you, kid? How about you, kid? Sound like an Israelite? Sound like an Israelite? What about you, Elder?
Right.
You sound like an Israelite? Oh, we. But sometimes you got to pray for the wicked so they can change. Because guess what? There's a God peoples too.
That's right.
God loves us all. He just chose the Israelites to be his firstborn. He loves the world
That's right.
and everything that's in it.
That's right.
The interesting thing is, everything that in the world belongs to Yeshua. How about that?
Uh-oh.
But we don't want to claim it because we want a king like the nations. We don't want to claim it. We want to be like everybody else instead of claiming our blessing. What's wrong with us? You know what's wrong with us? Again, I'm gonna keep saying it. Our ego. I'm gonna keep saying that. We need to kill that ego. You're not better than nobody, Israelites. Okay, how many princes? Your name? Prince, Chief, Prince, Chief, Prince, and Chief of the Prince.
Chief of the Prince.
The Most High God don't play. He don't care which you are. He don't care if your turban is this big. You know, the Indian brothers, they got a huge turban. He don't care. How are you treating the elderly?
Right.
When a homeless person comes on the train and says, "Can I have some food?" and you turn your head with the bag of food right there, but you call yourself religious, or you're a Christian, you're Muslim. You know, I see that all the time. I saw one brother get on a train. He got on his knees. Yo, please, I need, and he was a white boy too. Please, I need help. I said, stand up, man. Don't beg for money. I said, ask. And if they don't show the love, oh well, don't beg. He looked at me, he said, but I need help. I said, help. All you gotta do is ask, brother. Don't beg. He looked at me, I call everybody, brother. That's my energy. I don't care what color you are, because
That's right.
I know a brother right now. His name is Nasi Zachary. Zachary. I think it's Zachary. He's in California right now. If anybody knows Chief Eliezer, you know Chief Eliezer? That was his prize people. Speak Hebrew fluently. Yo, white boy, blonde hair, blue eyes. But he met somebody, an Israelite, who's one of his sons, and they got close and they got adapted. My man with his beard long. He's not Israelite, but he's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
One Torah for everybody.
He's my brother. When he see me, he go, yo, Chief, we hug each other, like, yo, what up? And we love each other. That's my brother.
Okay.
God don't care. He said, one Lord for the homeborn as well as the. So you don't gotta look like me. Be like,
Hallelujah. Keep Torah, that's it.
you just gotta fear God and keep His commandment, because that is the whole duty of. He didn't say Israel. Did it say Israelites? Did it say Israelites, friends? It said man, right?
Man.
So if it's the whole duty of man, then we cannot be selfish with these 12 laws, and we need to give it to the man.
Hallelujah.
We gotta stop acting like the bizarros. Some of y'all older guys know what I'm talking about. Superman. You gotta stop being the bizarros. Stop being the kings. See, he cracking up.
Where you get
Stop. Yeah, I got one of my brothers.
I'm red.
Yeah, man. We have to though, man. I don't want to be part of the nation. I'm not sorry. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like, you see me when I spit. I walk the street, spit the street. I don't spit in front of people. I don't spit on the sidewalk. I hate stepping and spit. Okay? So I spit. I want to be like the Creator want me to be. Because God don't need nothing from y'all. He don't need nothing from me. He don't need us. The sun praise God every single day.
Hallelujah.
The moon, the stars.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the angelic beings sing to him all day. Quadosh, quadosh, quadosh. Yah Zebaot. Every day. He don't need us. They and everything in the world listen to God, but who?
Yeah.
Us.
Jump sheet just a little bit more. And then I'm going to be down. I'm going to take too much time.
We are on the 12th verse of chapter 17 of the Sefer Beniba, the book of Numbers.
Okay.
And Aharon took, as Moshe spoke, and ran into the midst of the assembly. And behold, the plague was begun among the people. And he put on the incense and made atonement for the people.
Mhm.
And he stood between the dead and the living. And
So-
the plague was stayed.
So people were dying. It wasn't no standing next to him. Yo, man.
That's right.
Oh no. And you probably try to run. Duke dead. Yo, man, hurry up. Yo, hurry up. Moshe, Father Moshe still trying to save people. Oh, glory to God for that brother's life.
Hallelujah.
I want to read this and then I'm down. There's a book of Apocrypha and a book of Ecclesiasticus. It's one of my favorite books. I love reading this book because, woo, the things that it say. But this is chapter 2, verse 6. I'm going to read 6, 7, and 8. It says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall. Was it fall or fail? Lest ye fall. Fail to. Wait on the Most High. He will never, ever, ever let you down. But when you doubt him, leave me. He might even still answer you a little bit just to show you I got you a little bit. But you don't give me your all, so why should I give you my all? The next verse. Ye that fear the Lord, ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So, see, the word believe, I'm a word person. The English language is one of the worst languages in the world. But the word believe, belie, and belief all have the word lie in it. But when you look up the word, it means to have doubt. We need to live the Lord. We need to know and we need to live. We need to know that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will never let us down. We need to know that.
That's right.
Live that. Feel that. Be like,
That's
nah, I ain't worried about nothing.
Nothing.
We need to do that. Because when you doubt God, he doubts you. And the last one, it says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for everlasting joy and mercy. One of my sayings, well, I'm going to get to my saying. There's a saying out there, hope for the best and prepare for the worst, right? Israelites shouldn't say that. You know what Israelites should say? Pray for the best, expect the best. That's it. Because guess what, humans? It's one of my favorite words. We are surrounded by negativity all the time. Everywhere we go, there's negativity, negative, bad stuff around us. Why are we focusing on the negative when we should be focusing on what God, the creator of heaven and earth, our power, the power who made the sun, moon, and stars, and said, as long as the sun, moon, and stars exist, Yisrael shall exist. If a man can know the width of the earth and the depth of the earth, Yisrael shall not exist. Are we here?
Yeah.
Stop playing with God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Just one more time. Just one more time. I'm so glad to be in that neighborhood. One more time. Just one more time. Just one more time.
Thanks for that opportunity. Thanks for that opportunity.
Come on. We're reading the blessing to close out our Adon Chief Absalom's reading of the Torah. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher naten lanu Torah emet vechaye olam nata betachinu. Baruch atah noten Yehovah noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and the light of eternity and planted within us. Blessed are you, Yehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah. Shevu, please be seated.
Amen.
Nobody take too long.
It's the word of Yah.
Hallelujah.
Baraku et Yehovah Hambarak.
Baruch
Yehovah
Hambarak.
Hambarak. Baruch atah Yehovah Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'kavod kalamim. Talanu et Torah zo. Baruch atah Yehovah Eloheinu Torah. Amen.
Amen. Let's do you, Yehovah, our God. Let's you, Yehovah, our God, forever and ever. Let's do you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who selected us from all the people and given us his Torah. Let's do you, Yehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. First, let me. Iten kavod.
Thank you, homage.
Elohei Abraham.
God of Abraham.
Elohei Yitzchak.
To the God of Yitzchak.
Elohei Yaakov.
God of Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let me congratulate Shabbat Shalom. Job well done.
Hey, hey.
Yes.
A beautiful job. A beautiful job well done. And no, my brother, there are things that I believe the Creator is in control of. I believe that things happen that should happen. Some things we don't understand. You're here because you're supposed to be here.
Amen.
You're supposed to because you're supposed to be. Yeah. Information that you have given that people need it. We all need it. That's right. So, as I always say, sometimes things may not go according to our schedule, but they go according to how God can.
That's right. Hallelujah.
And that's important. I believe in the praises to the Creator is more important. In my years, being around, short amount of years, I've learned to adjust it. And we're going through some adjustments here at Shaare Shamiyim. And some things I may not agree with, but if the majority says, hey, whatever, but here's the situation. As I said to Maisha this morning, change for the better. As long as if the change means it's for the better, just praise the true living God.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed.
You may do a service different than any other connection that you may be, but if it's praising God, praise His name, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
It's about the Most High. God, that's where I'm at this stage right now. You know, so wherever I go, as long as they're praising the Creator, they may not do it exactly the way I do it. They may do it more rabbinical, whatever they do, but they're praising the Creator, same Creator. I praise Him. You understand? And that's what's important, and the information that you can gather from it. Because we learn, we ask the Creator for the perception and understanding to get the information out of here, because that's what's important. Okay? It says, man sets his footstep for God, guys.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where I'm at within it, you know. And chorus, there's a lot of chorus still exists today. That energy of chorus is still today.
That's right.
The thing that what I want to say is I backtrack on some of the information that, and I'll go forth and there is that we had leaders prior to Moshe returning to lead. And what happens is those leaders aren't still in place. Those leaders, that's Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and those 250 princes were already in existence down in Mitzrayim. Okay? These are the people that Moshe came to. And it is an ego thing, it says edge God out. But here's the difference. I want to understand, and the people to understand, and the community as I speak, is that the people chose Korah, Dathan, Abiram. I want you to understand that. You got to understand something here. And that's why I say my thing is to bring the information within the scriptures into our everyday lives. God chose Moshe, not the people.
Thanks, right.
Listen to what I'm saying. Yah chose Moshe, not the people. And even though the Creator chose Moshe, that's why Moshe, no matter how many years, it's not fully accepted. Because now with man, it's an authority thing. Won't give you much power over us.
Cheat.
We've been when he went down into Mitzrayim when they were struggling, guess who was down there with them? Korah, Dathan, yeah, those 250 princes. And to let you know, these were men of renown.
That's right.
They were leaders. So it may be that they felt that Moshe was stepping on their toes or their power. Listen, it wasn't about the Creator. Though they say it's about God with them, it was about them. And what happens in this way, a lot of times, it begins to be about individual leaders, people, and it comes away from the Creator. And it's sometimes not intentional. But what happens becomes like the Jonah Ark type thing, where it's about the individual, the minister, the rabbi, the preacher, the people, the power, but not about the Creator. Talk about it. That's the difference. You see, these men were in authority. Okay. However, it mentioned that the elders, the Ziknei Yisrael, they followed Moshe. You see, it was smart because the elders know the way. Okay. So you have to consider, and when you go into any community to speak to a people, the various things, you have to find out who's the powers in the community, who's the leaders in the community. You know, it's just like if you're doing something and you want to open up a business or you want to do things legal or illegal, there are certain forces in the community you have to talk to first.
That's right.
Only in our little world we think that we're going to go open up a business and somebody community. No. There are people who have to be paid. And then now, whether it's legal or illegal, you understand? That you just don't open up shop like that, or you're gonna get black suits visiting you. Say, hey, listen, this is your. You be like, what? No, don't work like that. So there's a format. You see, so when Moshe came there, he had to win the people. He's coming on God, and that's why he had to have a different type of spirit, because the kind of people that he's dealing with, they will turn you away. You will say, listen, I want to deal with that. But he was a different type of spirit. And this is why we understand why Yah chose him, unlike others. Because others probably would have given up. Okay, Moshe, the same people that went against him, he prayed for them.
That's right.
Okay, but I just want you to understand that Korah and Dathan and these brothers were leaders already.
True.
And remember, and let me tell you, they had more power than Moshe with the people.
That's right.
But the difference is Moshe had the creator.
That's right.
You see? So, and this is what you have to, like the prophet told the lad, there's more with us than with them. He said, I don't see that. I see the child. He said, open up his eyes, Lord. And when the creator opened up the lad's eyes, he saw the chariots of fire standing around. You see? There's things that the natural eye can't see unless you actually create. Just like Balaam didn't see the ass standing there and the deaf angel with the sword until the creator opened up his eyes. But guess who saw it? The ass, the Hamor. He saw it. So understand there's things in this universe that are not physically seen unless you actually create it to let you see them.
That's right.
So my point is that these people, these men were in charge in, I guess, the politics of Israel, the various leadership. And you're going to find that rebuttal. But you don't hear about these men when they're coming out of Mitzrayim or when they have issues. Because this type of energy don't come out then. Moshe is answering all the people's problems. We want water, we want this. What we're going to do with the Red Sea. Because they're not really set up to they don't really want to deliver Israel. They want the power. So you don't hear about these brothers until now. But what about through all the situations that Israel have gone to up to now? Now here's some Dathan and Korah here and now.
Now you hear the names?
You understand? Because again, they had more power. See, as I've been said in the past, that you may be, let's say, an inspector of the police. I'm gonna use the police department. But there's the sergeant who deals with the men directly.
Right.
Now you're way up here. You could come down and you and over these guys, but the one who they respect is that sergeant. Because he's in the field with them. He's the one that say, okay, go ahead and do that. Then the sergeant has a superior, the lieutenant has a superior, you know, well, that's right. But the men, the sergeant is the one that they, all right, well, Moshe, that's what happened. Korah and them are right over these men. They're dealing with the people. So how you think they were able to gather the people? In various organizations and people and Knessets, you have your cliques. Truth. Every Knesset, believe it, even today, all the houses of worship have their cliques. And there are those who, and you, even when you find in the movies and the various things, you get the different movies you watch, and the guy who take the headman down is usually the guy next to him or the guy out there. Because you're over people don't mean you actually control. We even say this position of the president is he just a figurehead for those around him who really rule the 1% or 2% that really rule the population. As we often say, you don't really have power. It's the 1 or 2% that have the power. Look at the guy standing behind him. Well, that guy, watch him. Okay? So this is the way it is. And I remember a time when one of the dispatchers, senior dispatchers in the depot, was talking to one of the workers, and the worker said, listen, well, what about the big boss? He said, listen, don't worry about him. He said, this is my depot. I run this. I run this. He said, he's just a figurehead. And I was on the side. Listen, I was behind a pole. Always, wow. And that's how he ran it. They got never. Sometimes, like I said, but the difference with Moshe is Moshe was empowered by the Lord. That's right. Korah was able to gather the people. That's how did they gather people against Moshe? I just want you to understand that. And you have the same thing in the various houses of worship. The same way. You have the split, you have this going on. The minister's saying this, then there's a power. I've seen it before all the time. We've been the different regimes we came through. Mm-hmm. It's in the church, it's in the mosque, and it's in the Knesset, the camps. You have those who have their own forms, you have those who have their own cliques, and guess what? But it says the Creator gave those that saw discord. Okay. So we have to remember that. It has to be right for the Creator. And mutiny and rebellion, okay, is not the Creator. So Korah and his crew had to go down. What I want to mention with these brothers, with the Levites, with the Reubenites, and here's Reuben, who's the firstborn child, who always felt slighted. Mm-hmm. Facts. Because Reuben had no authority throughout anything you have read, but being the firstborn son. But as Yaakov gave him, said, listen, unstable as water. Mm. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's how they carried it. Okay. The ones with the power was Judah and Ephraim. Okay? And then Levi as dealing with more of the spiritual matters. But the firstborn son didn't have that. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that. And also the fact that the certain terminology in Hebrew are different than it are in English. Okay? And Hebrew gives you a little bit more in depth on the targets that some things that it says here. But it's something when you have this rebellion. What it shows us is that we're supposed to be in the same path as Chief Absalom said. So there shouldn't be two sides. Teach. It should be all one people. Just that we may do things different. We may not praise the same way. We may not have service the same way. But we want right. We praise the true and living God. And even if the stranger coming, as he just said, we have to treat him as ourselves as long as he's speaking for us. That's right. Now, what makes you, how the Creator weighs it out, as I often said, that all man is not created equal in the eyesight of God. Right? Eyesight of God. Not man. Humans, it's like that. You see, the difference was what the Creator was trying to show Miriam and Aaron when they went against Moshe, is that you can't deal with him like that because I deal with him. What separates us, what makes one on a level different than other, is the way you on that mountain that Moshe climbed. Mm-hmm. Moshe, Yehoshua, down the bottom, the people, the priests, whoever at that time.
Teach.
What's the level? Because where you are with God. Remember I said we all must build a relationship with God. Your relationship with the Creator is not
Same as mine.
same as mine. I just want you to understand. I want to make that clear for you. See, you can't do things to people that are more righteous than you. Don't expect something coming from God. You see, Miriam and Aaron, Miriam as a prophetess, Aaron, the priest, but they're not Moshe. They're not on the level of Moshe, and that's what the Creator had to let them know. I speak with this man from face to face, not through visions or dreams. So Israel, you got to be very careful. No, we're not all on the same level.
No.
I'll give a man according to his what?
To his ways.
Yeah.
Where you at? All depends on your relationship with the Creator.
That's right.
You understand? That's very important. With brothers and with sisters. But the problem with that situation is because Aharon is older than Moshe by 3 years.
Right.
He didn't say how old Miriam was, but we know she's older than Aharon. She was the one walking down to watch Moshe. So you can understand that when it says familiarity breeds contempt, where, I'm older than you. Don't forget, I don't care what title you have, sometimes, but no, that's the wrong thought.
Yeah.
Because it works for God.
Right.
You see the difference? We can lose respect. And it's usually family and that's close disrespect. I might be Princess Hezekiah, Rabbi, but my daughter says, that's my Abba. You still do that. You understand? No, you can't do that. You understand? So that's the thing. You have to, those things, familiarity. It's usually the people around disrespect. Maisha often said that a lot of times we don't respect our leaders. At the same time, a lot of times our leaders have to respect themselves. You understand? So it goes both ways. You can't be out with a hat guy and you smoking and you drinking and you partying and you going to the club with him, and now you're going to tell him, hey, you got to do something. And he going to look at you like, huh? You were just doing all the worldly stuff together.
Fraternize.
Because you fraternize. That's why in the military, the officers and the names are different. Officers have their own. But when they with officers and they do things, not with everyone else, you see, it's just separate. See, the president goes to Camp David, and whatever happens at Camp David stays at Camp David. But those who are on the same line go to Camp David. That's the difference. They do things, but they do it amongst the people of their caliber, not with everyone else. Because again, if you do that with your people who are supposed, they're going to disrespect you. You understand? And they will. My mother used to turn and say, if you play with a dog, he'll lick you in your. That's right. So you careful how you fraternize. You know what a dog licks before he licks you. Because that's how he cleans himself, right? And that's true. So that's the situation. I'm not saying you're up here, but you have to know how to keep the respect. But sometimes they do the same thing, but they do it amongst their people. They do it amongst them. So it's no issues. Nobody's going to bring nothing up. Because usually with the politicians, the next thing you come out is they got something on you about the girls and this and that. The black book, who's in the book. But guess what? In that book that the governor had, guess what? All the governors is in that black book. You don't know what happened to that book. Because all the top guys are in that book. But see, they hang out in a particular place. Epstein, the billionaire. Listen, when you saw pictures with him, Trump, the king of the Prince of England, listen, he was with some powerful people. He knew some powerful people. There's a whole lot going on, but guess what? He's not here to talk about it. Because had he gotten to court and that got out, let me tell you something. The whole world is turned upside down. Not that it still won't come out. My point is that what you think was going to happen to him? If he even dead, they said he's dead. We ain't never seen nobody. Someplace. So even if they took his life, but you gotta understand how the politics is played. This gets deep, brother. This gets deep. You gotta understand how deep this is. The decision. Well, this man is hanging himself. Well, how did that happen? You saw a lot of powerful people with this, but that means he had a lot of information. They wouldn't let the information get out. Are we going to investigate? Yeah, you're going to investigate. That ain't happening. It's too deep. It's too deep. As we say, can you handle the truth?
You can't handle it.
You know who's involved with this, with these people? You got to understand how this works. So these men, you know, and some things here in the first 16th chapter of the book of Numbers at the 3rd verse, some things, the key words, Rob Lakim, okay, that you take too much upon you. That's what they told Moshe. Moshe reversed it and told them, no, you take too much upon you. So now you're dealing with, and then here's the next line. The next line. He called Ha'eda Kulam Kedashim. Because all the people, it says, seeing all the congregation is holy. This is what Korah brought them. Oh, that's Chief Absalom said. Korah thing was, listen, all of God's people are holy. No, they're not. That's what we ascribe to be. We should be holy. It's written, for I, the Lord, the God, and holy, you shall be holy. Your God is holy. That's right. That's the goal. Okay? But they are not holy. When two Israelites dispute, one is right, one is wrong. Now we go back to Moshe down in Egypt when two Hebrews are fighting. Two Israelites are fighting. And the one that was wrong, Moshe, was the judge at the time. He saw it. All right? And he told the one and said that was in the wrong, and he chastised him. And he said, who made you prince over
Yes, that's what he said.
So how could he talk to Moshe that way? Except that he felt that he had something to Moshe. Because you understand the status of Moshe. Moshe was a prince of Egypt. His mother or a surrogate or a step who raised him was Pharaoh's daughter. So that automatically, and Moshe could have said, put him to death. But this Israelite brother knew something. And what he knew was that he saw Moshe kill that man. So guess what? He used that as leverage. So it tells you something about our people. They will use leverage. So you got to be careful when you're out there and you're doing things with your brothers and sisters, because they will use leverage. And the same thing, if you're out there partying, hanging out with your brothers and sisters, and they see some unseemly thing, they're going to remember that. And when you bring it to them, they're going to say, oh, remember you was out. That's why you have to be very careful. That's why. So you got to see things from a different eyesight. Remember I said we deal with on a different frequency, on a higher frequency. Everyone is not going to be on that frequency. Enoch walked with God and he was not. Elijah was taken. So you can be in those frequencies or you can be with him. Because the people told Moshe, you go speak with the Creator, bring us back word. But guess what? It shouldn't have been like that. Where it should have been says, Na'ale. The same thing the Caleb says, Na'ale. Let us go up. Let us go speak with God together because we all qualify. But because we didn't all qualify, they said, you go talk to God. They knew they were. And God said, they had spoken well. Because he know who what we are. We didn't want to act, no. That's the difference. That's right. So there's another part where Moshe tells Korah, tells Dathan and Abiram to come up. Okay. What do they say? Lo na'ale. Remember that word, na'ale. It means let us go up. We will go up. They said na'ale. We will not come up to you. And then eventually what you find is that Moshe goes to them. Okay? And he goes to them and he talks to them. And he lets them know. Okay? With the census. Those 250 men that took those census, well, guess what? What happened to Nadab and Abihu? When the fire came out and consumed them because they did what? They had strange fire. They weren't told to do that. Well, even though Moshe instructed this man to prove to them that he didn't do these things on his own, God told him to do it. So now you 250, you take your census. Now, they was at that time, I say it was a setup. Because Moshe had to know that God was not going to allow this to happen. So what happened with those 250 men, Nasi? And they took every man his census and put fire in them and laid incense on it and stood in the door of the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aaron. Now, it says, Yakwahel al-Hem, Korach, and Kor Adat and Patak Ohel. And Korah gathered all the congregation. How was that possible? So my question is, Moshe really the leader? Korah and those with him are the leaders. Moshe is a leader who creates you. And sometimes that's what the conflict is. Okay, you think you control something, but the people have their own little cliques in leadership. But guess who's controlling the Most High? And that's the conflict. And it's always been the conflict, even from then, from Mitzrayim to up to this point. And you're going to see it, even with us today. And this is what happens. So how can we be one except we ecstatic? Because people have a problem with, even within their own order. You see, and these are the things that you see here, the same things in us, because we still have the Korahs and the 8 things in the Biram today. And they took every man, and it said, and Korah gathered all the congregation against them to the door to the meeting. And of course, Mosai said, "Ha dulu mitok ha'eda azot, wa akla otam karega." It says, separate yourself, like we do Havdalah. That's called Havdalah, means what? Separate yourself. Right. Let the people know. Even though those same people gathered against Moshe with Korah, he gives them a chance still. He doesn't just take them away. To separate themselves from the people. And they fell on their faces and said, "Oh Yah, the God of who? The God that called Basar, the God of all the flesh, of all spirits, of all ruach, let you know who he is. He's the God." It says, this is what it says here. Yipalu al Pnei Amru el Elohei Haruach. Okay, the God of all spirits, the powers of all spirits. Okay, of all flesh. The Most High is the spirit of all flesh.
That's right.
Israel and non-Israel. Let us remember that. All souls of mine is written within scriptures. Okay? These are just certain points that I want to point out in here. Ruach, Nekor, Habasa. Okay, the God of all spirits. Okay, and Moshe said, "Shall one man sin?"
Yeah,
who's the one man? Because Israel as one, Shema Yisrael. When it says Shema Yisrael, Shema is written in a singular term. It's not written in the plural. Plural is Shim'u. That's why we say kum, kak, kum, say kam for a single person. But to everyone we say kumu as plural. But it doesn't say Shema, it says Shema Yisrael, because Israel is as one. Shema Yisrael, not Shema Yisrael.
Okay.
It's one. And what Moshe is saying here as one man is that though there's many people sinning right now, 250, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, but it's as he's saying as one man. Because we are one people. And one man is sinning. But guess what? These brothers are what? Put the stumbling block for the blind.
That's right.
That's what Torah is put on a stumbling block for the blind. Then it says, follow not the multitude evil. But yet the multitude is not following. The multitude is following the minority here. Mm-hmm. They're sheep that's not seeing. The Korah and these brothers are misleading them. That's the difference. So Moshe says one man sinned. Why? Because Korah and Dathan and Abiram knew better. But the sheep, they don't know. The people were being led prior to Moshe coming back. Remember, Moshe left at 40 years old. When he returns 40 years, my brother said he's 40 some odd years old. You know what can happen in 40 years? But those leaders are still with the people, struggling, doing all those things. 40 years later, Moshe comes back. Things happen already. So you have to now wait the influence. And they still have trust. You know how we say the actual leadership is in the grassroots in the community, not as in like your local politician opposed to all. You know your brother down the street. You know these guys you grew up with. Yeah. So when you see them, you say, "Hey, this is I grew up among them." Even in the sports world, Mike Tyson will always beat Mike Tyson to the hood. They'll go all over. They don't care win or lose. That's Tyson. Right. That's our boy. That's our New York boy. That's our Brownsville boy. No matter what, he's still. And they're like, why do they love Tyson? But they still, and they go way out the country to fight. You see them up there and watching fights and all over. They say, and people says, wow. True story. Because home. That's right. Home. Our brother from home. That's right. So that's the difference. That's how they felt about Portland. Portland was able to gather the people against Moshe and against Aharon. And really what they're doing is they're gathering against the Creator. Mm-hmm. But you can't touch the Creator. Okay, so when he gathered all the congregation against them to the door to the meeting, and Yehovah spoke to Moshe and saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation. Mm-hmm. He says, they fell on their faces and said, what?
The Elohim, the spirit of all, shall one man sin. And will you be angry with all the congregation?
Go ahead.
And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the congregation, saying, get away from around the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
Right.
And Moshe rose up and went to Dathan and Abiram.
Now remember what happened. We point this out. Because Dathan and Abiram refused to come to him. Remember? They said, will you put out the eyes of these people? Remember what their response was? You didn't bring us to the land of milk and honey.
Yes, right.
And this is I want you to look at the perception of the people that you're dealing with. Yeah. It said, it is a small thing you have brought us out of the land that flow. Listen to the concept. These are your brothers who were down there struggling in Egypt and being the whip put on them. But they said in the 13th verse, what did they say, brother? The 13th verse?
It's a small thing that you have brought us out of the land that flows with milk and honey.
Yeah, you brought us out of the land of milk and honey.
To kill us in the wilderness.
And you're going to kill us in the wilderness? So now these are the brothers that you're traveling with all this time? Do you know the perception of the people that you're around? You really don't know. See, you think you know your brothers and your sisters. But you don't. Remember what I often say, you have to have a good team when you have a good kabucha. You don't have a good kabucha, you're not done. I read an article one day, and he was saying that, in a corporation, you got to fight for raises. You got one competes against the other. You got to fight for promotions against one. And this other man says, in my world, we all move as one. When he moves up, I move up. We're all players of the field. And at the end of the conversation, he says, my men will die for me because we're all brothers. And at the end of that, he says, I'd rather be John Gotti than Lee Iacocca any day. Why? Because Lee Iacocca was the big man in the corporation world. Right? But Gotti was in the underworld, but it was a trust and family thing. You saw in the Al Capone movie when he took the bat, he hit the man in the head. He said, this man, he's not playing the part of the team. He want to do his own thing. Well, my point is this. You got to have a good team. Because if not, it's going to fall apart. You see? And that's what happens. This very same country that we live in, when they go attack another country, the first thing they do, one of their tactics is to what? Survive. And put them against each other. When they went into Libya, they turned Gotti's people against each other. They brought NATO in, and this is their tactics. We'll pay you to do whatever, and it's used division. So it was some of his own people that took him down. Well, you know and this is what they do. A house divided can't what?
Stand.
How can two work together? Let's do the what?
Agreed.
That's the deal. So we have to understand it. A house, a family, a company, a nation, whatever it is, you must be high. You must be. That's very important. The division. The old African proverb say, if there's no enemy within, I'm not worrying about without. A nation is destroyed from within, not without. If you check all the various things out of nation is falling, it's always something happening within. Listen, even though we went down into West Africa when we had our troubles, the Europeans came in, but it was our West African brothers who sold us, who helped the Europeans.
True story.
You understand? In the continent. So it's still a house divided. If they could have stood, you see, but again, we already transgressed against the Creator. You see? So now the house starts getting divided. Once a house is divided, a family, a Knesset, a company, we have problems. You can't operate. How can two work together unless they agree? Sure. You see, you have to understand that we have to be on one accord. The wife has to understand her position, the husband her position, the children their position. First command, second command, third, this is what happens. Spook that sat by the door. Excellent movie. Excellent. You want more organization? Watch it. Old movie. Each man was trained in the position of the next man. In case that man got taken out, he was trained to fill that position, to move up. But what he said, if I go down, he goes next. He should. Your job is to keep me afloat so you don't go down. Because we're one family. Though if I do fall, you're trained what? Move up in my position. But we have to be one. So when we're one and we get together, which means we get together within the Creator. Listen, in the Alabama boycott, they decided to be as one and not take the buses. Right. The whole Rosa Parks situation, what changed? The marching lets things to be aware. This is what's going on this way. Now your actions that you take now is what's going to change it. So their decision to not take the buses, to not give the oppressors their money, change the system. Not because the system liked them, because they hit the system pockets and they work together. They didn't say, oh man, later if I'm getting on that bus. They walked, they carpooled, they help one another, and that's change. You see, when you're one accord, the system, you want to call him, he has no power. Right. We give the system power based on how we behave. Teach. You want the elephant off your back? All you got to do is serve the Creator, learn how to love one another, serve God, and the elephant has no power. Right. We give them the power based on how we behave. True. And that's why you the Alabama boycott. And now, so what? They were forced to change because why? They didn't have it. So if they say July 7th is don't buy, and everybody say speak not for one day, do you know the effect, the trillions of dollars, the billions of dollars effect? Imagine that. The reason Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the other 39 cities were successful because they couldn't patronize, go to the Caucasian stores to buy. So that means that a dollar went back around the community several times. And that's how they became so successful. You see? But one of the tactics that they used was to say, all right, let's open up so they can patronize, so they can be integrated now. Integration didn't help us, it hurt us.
That's right.
You see? It hurt us. Separate but equal. That's the difference. My point is that when they were together, say we're not going to do this, it wasn't done. So We come together, and the whole thing is to always keep us apart, whether it's intelligence, whether it's skin. Listen, they don't like unity.
Teach.
So they never want you to be unified, whether it's through Jim Crow, whatever. They always been to keep us away from each other. Well, you're from the Caribbean. Those brothers in America, you don't want them because this, that. Or these brothers in the Caribbean. Or these brothers over. That's the whole issue. Because these brothers get to talk. As one of the African leaders was saying, we were talking about saying, hey, listen, why don't we get together, do our own thing, make our own products? They get afraid of that. Gaddafi said, listen, we got I'm starting the African Alliance. We're going to have our own World Bank.
Right.
That means the IMF will be put out of business.
Like that.
So Gaddafi, they took him out.
We got to go.
Saddam Hussein said, we're not taking American money no more and all that. We're just doing euros and whatever. Next thing you know, we're going to get him. And through the so-called World Trade Center inside job, they blamed it on Saddam to find it wasn't done. But what was the goal? Oh, Kofi's getting all this snap. We got to get those oil fields from Afghanistan all the way down through. So Kuwait, they had that, but they needed Iraq. You see? Well, let's divide them. Let's go. That was the whole bottom. We got to understand that. So as a people, we look back and see, here's Israel, the 10 tribes, and Judah fighting all along. What do you think is going to happen? We're not doing Torah, so now they come in, divide, we got it. Same way today. So, of course, let's keep them fighting. Let's put things amongst them so we'll give him more than that, this, that, this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're fighting about pettiness. Listen, brother, understand the game plan. That's the idea for us to constantly dislike one another because why? I say, I speak Hebrew, you don't. You say, listen, get rid of all that. This is what we have to do.
That's right. Teach.
Okay? And that's the game. They're successful with that. You know, the house Negroes, the same, the field Negroes. But what they don't tell you is the house Negro is one of the ones on board. Many of them are on board because he knew what Master was saying.
Mm-hmm.
What his plan was. He was right there. He wants to listen. That's how they able to get outside and know what to do. All house niggas, what sometimes you gotta play the house nigga. Right? Smoke that side by the door. That's why I'm like watching it. Learn from it. So you go anywhere with a mop in the room. You know how to steal from your people. You should learn how to steal from the system. Okay, this is what they think. So they never felt that whole thing of all this. Who's doing this? It gotta be the Russians. But they was brothers. Because they don't think you that. See? Let us be wise. Let us be wise. Talk to me, brother. Let me give you a little bit more. Let me switch up to this other. Go ahead.
Coming off of the verse 13.
Cain.
Okay. Once again, in the ending of the verse of 13
You all right?
of chapter 16, say beneath by the book of Numbers, that you also make yourself a prince over us.
Right.
Moreover, you have not brought us into a land that flows with milk and honey,
Right.
or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you take out the eyes of these men? We will not come up.
Or it's like, you think they can't see? You're going to take out their eyes? Wow. They're disrespectful to the elder and the one who the Creator has chosen. Just as Miriam was, Aaron was. Wow, look at that. Now look what the 15 says. Go ahead.
And Moshe was very angry
Get out of them, Moshe.
and said to Yehovah, do not respect their offering.
Now look. Al tefen el minchatan. The term mincha is the offerings, the meal offering. That's the term that he uses. Do not respect their offering, minchatan. Not sebach, not teruma, but the term that he uses. So as I often say, that the Ivri gives you more information than the English is going to give, naturally. Okay, but now, what their offering is going to be is what he said to them, to the others, they're going to have their senses. To the other ones. But you know what happened today to Nadab and Abihu. So eventually the outcome is not going to be good. Okay. 18 verse says what?
Cain, 18. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them and laid incense on it and stood in the door of the tent of meeting with Moshe and Aharon.
That's a setup.
That's a setup.
Setup. If you're not even Lewi, you have to be a Kohen to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And even Kohen's down when they're not in order with the Creator. And you know the next thing. So now they're gonna have, because what everybody wants leaders, 250. So you have one rebellion, but it's different, separate. You have Korah, and then you have Dathan and Abiram, and you have the 250. You have these various rebellions going on. They're all rising up around the same time. And you can bet those 250 men, the Dathan, the Abiram, and the Korah, they hang out together. They were the least prize. So guess what? People unite. Listen, as often say, God says to do good, we have no knowledge, but to do something that's bad, oh, we can get together on that. Let's go run up on so-and-so. Yeah, we got that. Let's go out there and ride. Yeah, we'll do that. But now let's do this. It's too much. Let's build together. Let us pray, and let's go out and work together and build. See, that's the difference. They got together.
That's right.
So here's Moshe fighting the various rebellions. But this is one of the things he told them to do. Let me skip on because this was covered. And he said, he told them to get away from these people, separate yourselves from them. Now, what he said to the term that I want to get to, that he was using, okay, I want to bring to you when he told them, when he said that if you die the death of what verse was that, Nasi? Of the regular men? What verse was that? Okay, that's the 28th verse. Look what he says. Go ahead.
And Moshe said, hereby you shall know that Jehovah has sent me to do all these works.
Right.
I have not done them of my own mind.
Go ahead. Now this is the next verse, 29. Look what it says.
If these men die the common death of all men.
Okay. Im hemot kol hadam yimutam ele. Go ahead.
Or if they are visited
Who?
by the fate of all men.
Kol hadam.
And then Jehovah has not sent.
Kol hadam yikvakod alehem lo Yehovah shalachni. Here's what it says. Beivri. The term that it used when it talks about if these men die the common death, in kamot kol hadam, and you move and or if they be visited. Now, the visited that it uses, I said before, as I said to the congregation, that pay, that hoof, and that dollar. It means to visit, it means the number. But it's not the visit where we talk about vocal, a record visit, when you go visit somebody, it's when God comes to see you. It also means to number, when they're numbering the people or when they visit. When God comes to visit you, that means your time is up. This is as they use the term in the world, this is your number. Well, that's the term that is used now. So what he's saying to him, if the Creator visit in the normal way that men die, then hey, listen, then I'm not the guy. But if something new that's different, okay, happens, okay, and they use the term in the 30th verse. Go ahead.
Okay. But if Jehovah creates a new thing,
In
and the earth opens up her mouth.
If Jehovah creates a new thing, Yahweh, something different, a new creation that has not happened before, and the earth opens up its mouth. Doesn't use potea, but use the term for zata, which opens up wide. It means the term when the mouth opens up wide, like the earth opens its mouth wide. Go ahead.
And swallows them up.
Uvala, uval otam. Go ahead.
For all that belongs to them.
Parashalahim yavdu.
And they go down alive into Sheol.
Sheol. Go
Then
ahead.
you shall understand that these men have provoked Jehovah.
And these men, azul anashim hele et Jehovah. So these men provoked Jehovah. And of course, as soon as what?
And it came to pass, as he finished speaking all these words, that the ground split beneath them.
They use the term bakwa or baka ha'adam ha'asher. The ground just split. Go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up,
People, Go
and
ahead.
their houses, and all the men who belongeth to Korah, and all their goods.
All their goods, all their substance, all their harekush. But remember what he told Moshe to do? Go tell the people. But the same people went against Moshe, but look, go tell them to save yourself. Remember what the Torah said, well, what the world says, not Torah. You judge by the company keep, the company you avoid, brother fought together. You know, if people don't have a good rep, don't hang out with them.
That's right.
If you know guys have danger, they're hot, don't be around them, because what affects them may affect you. Doesn't mean God can't save you.
Can't.
But why take that chance? Don't touch anything that's dealing with these brothers. Get away from them. And so guess what?
Right.
When look, that's what he said. And what happened?
Once again, their houses and all the men who belonged to Korah and all their goods, they and all that belonged to them went down alive into Sheol.
Right.
And the earth closed upon them.
Right.
And they perished from among the congregation.
Okay, now remember Moshe told them, let me point this out, to don't be around Korah. What happened? What verse was that? We're going to go back a minute before we go forward. Right.
Oh, do not respect it.
No, the ones where he
26.
said told the people.
Oh,
Okay. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, depart, I beg you, from the tents of these wicked men, or that's Shaim from the okay. Now may depart or turn, as the word says. Now may Allah from the tents of these wicked men, Ha'anashim Raharashaim, and touch Al-Ti'u, and do not touch anything of theirs. All right. So they did what? That's my point. I want to get to 27.
So they got away from the dwelling of
Yalume
Korah,
al Mishkan. Go ahead.
Dathan, and Abiram on every side.
Misavib, all around. Anybody was around them? Did what?
They got away.
You hot, brother. My point was that the people listen.
That's right.
And they said, you know what? You know, and these the same people that was able to gather against Moshe, but guess what? Some of them realized, hey, listen, whenever Moshe say something,
It's gonna get hard.
it's gonna get hot. And especially when the cloud appears.
Right.
When you hear that cloud coming, you read that, you know it's issues. Go ahead, brother.
And once again, so they got away from the dwelling of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents.
So they took in the store of their tents, and
their wives.
what verse you on?
That's 27 still.
27 still, and the term that they used when they stood in their tents, and of their tent, they used the term nitzavim. Now nitzavim is a parashat portion in here in our scriptures too. Later on, probably down I think in Devarim, but it means to establish or stand with a purpose. And they use the word omed, which is like a regular stand. It's like we're standing and convicted of what we say. And that's how you're going to die. That's what Nitzavim. When you look at Nitzavim and you read that portion, when you do read Nitzavim, we have established, we're standing here this day. That's when they were standing before the covenant. So they use the term here saying that like these guys were pining away in their iniquity. So this is what we're going to do. And what happened to them?
And their wives and their sons and their little children.
Right.
And Moshe said, hereby you shall know that Jehovah has sent me to do all these works.
Right.
For I have not done them by my own mind.
Right.
If these men die the common death of all men,
Right.
or if they are visited by the faith of all men, then Jehovah has not sent me. But if Jehovah creates a new thing, and the earth opens her mouth and swallows them up, and all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into Sheol,
Right.
then you shall understand that these men have provoked Jehovah.
They provoked Jehovah. 17th chapter around the first verse. And listen what this says.
It says, and Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter you the fire yonder, for they are consecrated.
Understand what happened. The Lord Eleazar ben Yarin, take up et hamachto, the censers, mi ben ha-shere from the fire, et ha-ish zera from the fire. The same zera, all right, the zera ha-alha, ki kadeshu, kadeshu. In other words, those censers were now holy. In other words, this situation did something to the great. Because remember what these men, they're not trying to worship a strange God. It's just mutiny and rebellion.
Okay.
For the attention, because a lot of us, we like attention. We say recognize. And I was better recognize. I was joking to say years ago, no, but serious. I said, no, you guys could be up front. Y'all want the attention, fine. But today it's about attention. It's like children from you. You see, you pick up a little, or you do a little child, and he just say, "Yeah!" You throw him up, and there's all the children down there like, "Pick me up too. I want some of that." Ain't no fun unless I get some.
That's right.
So you got to pick them up, and even from you, that's how we are. We want that attention, and we get involved with things that are not good. We say, "Oh, the guy who's the dealers, the guys out there, they get the attention. They drive the car, so you want to be like them because you feel that that's happening." The Torah tells us, "Follow not a multitude for evil." Right. You see, we want that attention. So people are attracted to that. I would say, no, you can keep your attention. Just get me paid. No, you can have it. Go ahead, you want to be on camera, but the thing is, who really gets the one? The guy who's behind the camera gets paid. The guy who writes the song, who owns the song, the guy who owns the rights is going to get paid. Because it's not the boxer, it's the guy who's behind the boxer who's getting paid. The Don King. So the boxer only lasts a certain amount of time, but since you saw Muhammad Ali and those before, Don King with 30, 40, 50, 60 years, you still saw Don King. He ain't taking no punches physically, except the one that Mike went upside his head with Mike Tyson, when they had that dispute. But no, because it's behind the scenes that what goes on. It's not the president that you know. It's who's behind the president. Look at this guy, Prince. That's the real devil. And those other ones that you don't see. This is what I'm saying. People want to be so. People want attention. But in this particular chapter, the Creator said, "Listen, this situation, those senses, they're consecrated now." Because lives were lost here through plagues, through various, and why? Why did it have to happen? In other words, like Tyler Perry said, look, stay in your lane. You do what you do. Let me do. That's why he said to Corbin, listen, hasn't God brought you near to him?
That's right.
To do this, to offer this up, and to stand before the people? You have a position. Well, why do you seek the priesthood also? Brother, if you do what you do, fine. As I often tell people, they say, well, I said, no, you got to go to Zion Lex for that. We did that years ago. Go, you want debate? Go to Zion Lex, debate between this and he's good at that, and many others. Go there because they're good. They're good at what they do. You understand? You're good at what you do. Let you do it. But don't be a judge. That's your lane. If we all in our lane, sometimes we can do multiple things, but then those who are good at that do it. Listen, let the cameraman handle that. Malik, this is what you do. Let the AC man do that. Everybody do what they're supposed to do. And that's how the Creator set it up. Right. Because we all serve God. We need each other. We're not greater than each other because, no, we have different positions. If the head, the brain, shuts down, that's right. You can have a heart just pumping, but it says your brain dead. Or your brain dead, this dead. All right? As it say in the scriptures, but if the rectum close up, everything is toxic. Everything's going to die. So they all have to work together. Yes. Right. That's what I'm saying. Doing their job. The heart is doing this job. The lungs is doing this job. And that's how we supposed to function. But what it is, you getting all attention. Fine. I would say everybody got their day. The stargate opens up for everyone. But when it's your time, it's your time. Don't worry. If that's what you want glory, you'll get that. But that's not everybody wants. But a lot of people want attention. They want the power. What if they just want to work together? Leave Aaron. Don't worry about that. Then we would have went along. Then a lot of people didn't have to die. But what power? And that's the same thing today. Rabbi this, that. No, listen. I'll say most of the smart people that you read about this, they want to be leaders. Moshe didn't want the position. He tried to denounce it many times. But God said, no, I want you. Now we said, listen, I can't be the king. I don't have anything. And I can't be the king to, or even married to Saul's daughter. I don't have. That's something you think that's easy? No, it's not. But people want power. It's either you use power right or power's going to use you. Okay? Some of the brothers and sisters in the leadership, as we know today, a lot of them started out trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
But remember what I always said. Be careful who's in your ear. Who's giving you advice. You'll be careful. Because it's that team. Don't just look at the person. Look at the team. What I said. Who's feeding in that ear? If somebody's saying, oh, Rob, this man is trying to take over the community, you got to check into that. You can't just say, because he may be trying to destabilize. Look what happened to Malcolm. I mean, listen, brother, this is not new. Malcolm think he's the community. Malcolm think he's this. Malcolm think he's that. So now the jealousy, oh, this is Elijah's pet. And next thing you know, look what happens. That's right. Who's talking to Elijah? Could they have handled that a different way? Maybe if Malcolm would have waited until Elijah passed and then did what he wanted to do. But then maybe that wouldn't have been Malcolm. He was a stand-up guy. He took it straight on. But I'm sure that whole situation now, people have to look back and say, man, we was a great man that we shouldn't have to have done. Called out things, we was going to stop things, they were into a whole lot. No, I'm saying. So you have that amongst many. But what if we really want what's good for Israel and we want to pray? That's not good. Then we have to do it. But some people want the power. What was Korah going to do with the power of David and Abiram? You take too much upon you.
Yes.
Do you know what this? Do you sure you want to be in that position? Moshe said, listen, I can't, these people, he before all this, he was like, look, God, if you don't help me, kill me. I didn't born these people. He said, I'm going to give you 70 other people to put your, I'm going to take your spirit off you, put it on them. This is where you want to be in Korah? No, you don't want that. You just want the part where you get the attention. Because this is what comes with the position.
Teach.
This is what comes with it. But they don't want that part.
No, they don't.
So I always tell people, when you see a man in a car and he got a Benz or he has a Beamer or he's driving a Bentley and he has maybe a young lady or a female on the side, you know what that man had to do to get that car and that woman. So you can't just desire you got to know what people go through to get it.
That's right.
And you sure you can handle that? Can you pay the price of being there? Some of his family may have to die for him to get that. He had to work, you know. And then you want to be the leader, but you know what comes with that? That's why most leaders didn't want to be leaders. You know what comes with that? The stress. People, I've heard songs of rappers saying if they could just go back down on a different level. And all that stress and fighting, all it's not there. So you got to think again. What you think is glitter is not glitter. Not attention. All these celebrities make all this money, all this fame, they're hiding it. But the paparazzis is riding them, following them now, and they can't hide. At first it's nice, but then it's like you have no peace. But the majority of the billionaires and millionaires, guess what? You don't even know them. If they walk down the street in a t-shirt and jeans, which they do, some of them take the trains and the buses. You don't even know. Because you think that most of the wealthy people ride in limos. They don't. And they don't live in mansions. See, that's what they got us thinking. They be sitting there right along you and be working a whole lot of money. You don't even know that. The junk dude down the block is a multi-millionaire. You didn't know the junk is a $1 million business. The millionaire next door, read it, but Robinson. But people want the attention. They want the good. They want to know, you know.
Look at me.
You know, it's like, look at me. They don't get the mansion for them. They get it for everybody else to see, and they can talk about it. It's a conversational piece. I say if you enjoy, that's one thing. But just to get it for other people to look at and give you attention, it's not happening. Okay? Now here's what the Creator says about this. Go ahead, brother. Speak to Eleazar.
Speak to Eleazar, the son of Aharon, the priest, that he take up the censer out of the burning, and scatter you the fire yonder, for they are consecrated.
These censers has become consecrated now because of the situation. We lost brothers, we lost souls. Even if it's still ignorance. 250 plus. That didn't happen. People who were played. Remember the death of fallen. The 250 was one for people dropping dead. You know, around from plague. Disobedience. Being led. We started out with Shabbat, where 12 men went and 10 brought back a bad report, and the 2 brought back the positive. Yehoshua and Caleb. Caleb said, these people are bread for us. Now I lay, let us go up and possess this. So what I'm saying is, when you move the right people.
Teach.
You better have the right team. Mm-hmm. And I always joke, I always say, but Captain Kirk, he said, Spot gave logic. He said, Scotty gave this. Lieutenant Horror. Then he make his decisions. So he's not the smartest guy, but he got a good team. You may not be the most intelligent guy, but you got a good team around you. And that's what makes the company, the Knesset, the house, the family. You got a good team.
Right. Huge.
Everybody's valued. You treat them right. The wife, the children, the uncle, the aunt. It's about a team. And all the team, we praise God. And we work together. We're all valuable. As David said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house. But that doorkeeper, like Dr. King said, you do the best job you do. If you're a sweeper, you do the best job. You're important. We need you. Right. When the sanitation people go on strike, all the filth come out and the rats, everything. We need you. It's important. You got to value that. That's the difference. So now this becomes more. Because in the third verse is what?
And as for the censers of these sinners against their own souls,
let
them make them into hammered plates.
They're going to make them into hammered plates
for a covering of the altar.
I saw of them
and they offered them before Yehovah.
He for him, because what they did, Yehovah, they offered those incense before God. Moshe said, listen, God is going to decide who would get your census. But in the census was a setup. Because the only ones that are allowed to do that are the Kohanim. Right. And they're not Kohanim. So guess what? Yeah, God is going to show you, but you're going to lose your life on top of it. Mm-hmm. But look what it says with the next part. It says what?
And it says,
before Yehovah, then what's the next? And
he says, let them make them hammered plates for covering for the altar, and they offer them before Yehovah. Therefore, they are consecrated.
You see what happened? They were not Levi'im. But because of the incident, they are now Kadosh. They are Kedashu. All right. As what? It's a sign.
They shall be a sign to
who the people leave Israel. Go ahead.
And Eleazar the priest took the bronze censers with which those who were burned had offered, and they were made into hammered plates for a covering of the altar.
So they took those censers and made hammering plates. They covered the altar. Those places, those 250 men had from those censers. Because to God, that was sacred. See, some people died with good intentions, brothers and sisters. Mm. Remember Uzzah who put forth his hand and what? That's the ark. But what was his purpose? The ark was on the cart and it was falling. And he, with good intentions, trying to save it. But what's the Torah? No common man shall come down. Only the priest is supposed to do that. So we say, principle, let it fall, let it fall. He died. And David was upset.
I might be touching that now.
Sending the Obed-Edom out. Take the ark to Obed-Edom house.
Yes,
Because he tried to do a good deed, but what does God say?
Don't touch it.
Woo,
Now the Philistines had it. They put golden mice in it and emeralds and all this stuff that in it. But God didn't tell them what he told us. They had the emeralds and all that stuff. They got plagued when their gods were falling down. But he told Israel what to do. So Uzzah, the grave is paved with good intentions. So you got to know Torah. You know what? I'm not doing that. All right. And now, when it went to Uzzah's house, what happened? Uzzah prospered. He got blessed. His family got blessed. And we was told, oh, Uzzah living good, man. He said, go get the ark. As soon as they got the ark back, and why? Because the ark was not designed to be carried on a cart. It was designed to be carried. That's why it had the stage with the sticks in it.
That's right.
You see?
That's right.
That's what it's was done. And when they carried it, they said they walked 7 paces and then they stopped because they were afraid. All right, we ain't dead yet.
True story.
But those paces that they walked, if you ever been to a Judaic funeral, when they carry the coffins, that's where they get it from. That's where they extract it from.
Teach.
All right. Same way when you read about the 10 men, the 5 to 10 men that they wasn't found in Sodom to save it. That's where they get dominion from Judaic law, that they have to open up 10 men for the Torah. That's where they get it from. Dominion. From that, because there wasn't 10 people to save Sodom. So they said we need 10 people. So that's where they extracted it from. History. So you can look at it where they, and there's many different portions of scriptures where they just exact, not that they're correct or whatever, but this is where they extract it from, and they give it a meaning. All right, so these things have now become holy. Okay, and here's as we go forth to clear it. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, fifth verse.
To be a memorial.
This is to see a zikaron. All right, a zikaron. Okay, like the zikaron. Right. Now, but they call it a mezuzah.
Okay.
But you know what I always said? The mezuzah, they call it a mezuzah, but it's really a zikaron. A mezuzah is the side doorpost. That's the frame of the door. That's a mezuzah.
The frame.
No, they call it. That's a mezuzah. Okay, this is a mezuzah. That's where you put the blood on the two sides. But the piece that you have, though they call it mezuzah, is actually a zikaron. It's a memorial of the Torah.
Right.
That's why you were told to write it and put it there, so people know what you go by, the laws you go by. Okay, that's it. But this will be a zikaron, a memorial to the children of Israel that they what?
Who is not of the seed of Aaron.
Lord, see, Lord, that's not of the seed. That's you're a stranger. Lo Mizrah Aharon. You're not of the seed of Aaron. Go ahead.
Come near to offer incense before your host.
Le Haftir. That's why I say it was a Sarah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not, it said to be a memorial. This is the deal. What he says. It says these parchment plates for a covering of the altar were to be a memorial to the people of Israel that no stranger, if you're Yehuda, if you're Shimon, that's not our portion. Okay? Who is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to offer incense before Yehovah, that he be not as what? And his
company.
You see how those brothers died? That's why he said, you got your portion, Corey. You have your portion. Why you want kahuna too? Not for you. Why you want the chief portion? No, that's keep that for him. None of that is glamorous, but it's things that need to be done. Why you want this one? No. It says this has to happen in your position. That be not as Torah and this company as Jehovah said to them by the hand of Moshe. Continue. 6th verse.
But on the next day, all the congregation of the people of Israel murmured against Moshe,
Go ahead.
saying,
Lemor.
You have killed the people of Jehovah.
You killed the people of God, as keep covered. Listen. No. All right. But because they already represented their mind.
Can't.
Okay? You kill the people of God. So it shows you their mind is their head. You know, like I said, you can take people out of as you can take a man from the country, take the country out of the man. Can't make the horse drink water. They are who they are. It's not that you're slave. It's not. See, we are slaves. Well, most of people are slaves mentally. You don't need change and shackles. It's here. You got to free this up first. And then still, this is still shit. I said, we don't love y'all. We're learning to love y'all. Because why would you hurt that which you love? We're learning to love y'all. But see, that's the thing. We don't know. See, most people think love is that three-letter word called sex. And if you hear all the songs that you listen to, they got it wrong.
Say no.
Because they don't understand. A Halftorah, it means different. How do you care, man? Care and kindness and taking care of
Truth.
That's the difference.
That's love. That's all.
When you can go out there and get your profit, don't mean you love them. It's a difference. So people understand the difference. Great. That's why it's a love with all your heart, all your soul, all your might. Love the Creator. You care for y'all. What would y'all like? Would y'all like this? So you know what? I don't think y'all like this. I'm not gonna do that. Even if it's not written in the book, you know what? I don't think y'all would like that. Everything is not in the book, brother.
No, it's not.
But remember he said, this is the Torah that's where? Not in your mind. And in the prophecy, it lets you know in the future that man will not teach man. Each man will know him from least to the greatest. You see, we're just going to go back like in the beginning, like Adam. He didn't tell Adam what to name the animals.
Nope.
He knew why. Because you're connected with the Creator. You're one.
Yeah.
So you already know. You can shake a brother's hand and know what he means, what he's thinking, what you can feel the energy. When the prophet hugged the prophet, he said, even after the Aman, he said, you're going to do my people harm. He couldn't understand that. Because, see, when you connect with the Creator, you can feel people. You can touch them and shake their hand and see good spirits and bad spirits.
That's right.
Don't think it's open. This is young men to see visions, old men dreams. You can connect.
Yes, you can.
That's the power you have. You feel the energy of people. Like a dog, when you walk by something, I round bark, and then something you don't bark at. He's bark.
I just
You
sit there
feel the
looking at
energy.
you.
Children not feeling it. They go to something they won't go to.
That's right.
I'm like, you guys see what energy you're dealing with. Have the right spirit. God of all spirit. The Ruach Elohim, as I said before, is what's missing. You can have all this knowledge of it. If you don't have the Ruach Elohim, the spirit of Yah, it's not working.
Teach.
It's not going to work.
Teach that.
Talk to me, brother.
And read that 7th verse.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass when the congregation was gathered against Moshe and against Aharon that they looked toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it.
Yareh Kevod Yehovah. You see?
The glory of Yehovah appeared.
Yeah, once that cloud comes, wow, because now they're going against Moshe, the same one who led them years. So I just want you to understand the personality of our people. You can lead them for years and they'll turn on you. It's like, what? All these years, I'm out here with you guys. You turn on me. So, like as my Isha said, I give Rob Benami Shalom Alaikum. If you can take our brothers and sisters from one corner to another, not you are not another country. And you know they had to be arguing about that. They stopped in Liberia before they got to Israel. But that's not easy to do without a little pettiness.
Our pettiness.
Dude, you got a little bit more than me. I want to eat. I want water. But remember all this time as I often inform people, a lot of them had cattle. When they left Egypt, they had cattle too. They had cattle, they had gold, they had silver, they had stuff. But I don't want to use my stuff.
I want to use yours.
We deep, brother.
Mm-hmm.
We're deep. Let God give me some. I want to use my goat. I ain't feed on my goat. But they left with animals. How do you think they make offerings and did this and did that? They had stuff.
That's right.
But they still they don't want to utilize this. Or help or feed their brother. Because I got a goat that should take care of 5 of us, 6 of us, animals. So you got to understand who we are and how we get down. You got to know your people. And the thing is, You gotta love them. You gotta love them. Even when you're angry with them, you still love them. Like Moshe said, you still love them. Make me mad that you love them. That's how it is. Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
Almost there.
Once again. And Moshe and Aharon came before the tent of meeting. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Get away from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces.
They fell on their face again. Listen, these are elderly men. They fall on their faces. Why can't we fall on ours? They fell on their faces for the people. They always fall on their face for the people that go against them.
Jeez.
That's the kind of ruach you gotta have, and that's why the Most High. Because most of us, once you betray us, listen, we out. We're not gonna leave you. What? You stay right there. We gone. But Moshe wasn't like that. Because he is a higher authority. You gotta have the higher vision. This is about the creator, not about the people, about God.
Right?
You're gonna serve the people.
Always
You're gonna
about
follow the command of God. It's about what the creator wants.
Right.
You may not like Caucasians. However, if the Most High said they in, then they in. He said, my house will be all prayer for all people. All nations coming. And if they don't come up in Sukkot, they're not going to get no rain. And if Egypt don't rain, guess what? I'm going to drive them now. So everybody going to be doing some portion of this Torah. That's how it's going to go. But guess what, Israel? You're going to lead. Yes. And you're going to get examined. So that's right. You got to show them what to do. You can't keep them back from Yah if they want to serve Yah. Your job is to show them.
You got to teach us. Teach.
What they look for hands, man. You shall be a king of the priests. What is the king? What's the priest's job? To bring the people closer to God. Right. You don't praise the priest. The priest's job is to teach the people and to bring them closer, to help them get closer to God.
Yeah.
That's their service. Go ahead, brother.
Came once again. And Moshe said to Aharon, Take censers and put fire in it from the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly to the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For anger has come out from Jehovah.
You see,
the plague has begun.
Go to the Mizbeah, take the incense. Now remember, these 250 men just took this incense, but they wasn't the priests.
Nope.
And they died. And they didn't die serving the strange God. They died offering incense to Yah. Because everybody, but that's not your portion. So now, because these men now coming against saying that you killed God's people and they want to do damage to us, Yah saying, no, I'm going to destroy them. Now, Aaron, listen, it didn't tell you God told Moshe to do that. Moshe knows what to do. I would say Moshe is the first, he's the biggest high priest we had amongst us.
Okay.
He taught Aaron what to do. He's telling Aaron, listen, Aaron didn't think of this on his own. Get a censer, put fire in it from the altar, put on incense, and go quickly to the congregation and make an atonement. You have to. And you have to make atonement for the people. Okay? Atonement to make all, but they need an atonement. Okay. He's making an atonement for the people. That's what he's doing. Because anger has come from Jehovah. And the plague, Magepha, has begun. Go ahead, brother.
And Aharon took, as Moshe commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation. And behold, the plague had begun among the people.
See what happened? And before it's talking about making a kapeh, making an atonement. Go Yom Kippur, the atonement. Well, this is a kapeh, they're making an atonement. You know, that's what they're doing for the people now. And what happened, brother?
Came, and ran into the midst of the congregation. Behold, the plague had begun among the people, and he put on incense and made an atonement for the people. And he stood between the dead and the living.
Between the dead and the living. Te azar ha-magepha. To stop. And the plague was what?
And the plague was stopped.
Why? Because that's his portion. That's his portion.
That's right.
People were dropping dead. Because why? They're mutiny rebels against the Creator. So now they have to be atoned for. All right? And he stood between the living and the dead. That's me. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. And those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died about the matter of Korah.
Talk to me. 14,000 besides the whole Korah people, besides David and the Bears. A lot to die for what? Mutiny, for rebellion. So why don't disrespect? Why don't we get it together? So it's written in up later on. It says, "Well, why would you die, O house of Israel? Live, change ye. Why would you die? I have no pleasure even in the death of the wicked." Is written up in prophecy. You got to change. Give me some more, brother.
Okay. And Aharon returned to Moshe to the door of the tent of meeting,
Right.
and the plague was stopped.
Plague was stopped. And the gate for the Azara. Go ahead.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Now, 1 minute. And Yeshav Aharon el Moshe, the Tako el Moed, Amegefa ne Azara. It stopped. Now, remember we said what we call the last day of Sukkot, Shimli what? Azeret. Well, see the word here, Azara, it means to stop. It's a closure. Right? Azara. Ne Azara. Shimli Azeret. That's the word. The Ain, the Zayt, the Resh, Azar means to close, it means to stop. Yes. So it was stopped. 16.
Okay. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the people of Israel,
Israel,
and take from every one of them
Copy
a rod,
go ahead.
according to the house of their
The
fathers,
Beit Av Me'ed Kol HaNesehem, go ahead.
from all their
Beit
princes,
Avotam Shenei, for all their princes.
according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods.
Asar Matod.
Write every man's name upon his rod.
Okay. See? Why? Continue.
And you shall write Aharon's name upon the rod of Levi.
Of Levi.
For one rod shall be for the chief of the house of their fathers.
Of their father. So Aharon is going to represent the whole tribe of Levi. All right. You're going to take these rods. All right. Write their name on them. This is why. 19.
And you shall lay them up in the tent of meeting before the testimony where I will meet with you.
I will meet with you. Okay.
And it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall blossom, and I will make to cease from me the murmuring of the people of Israel, whereby they murmur against you.
You understand what happened here? This is all because of what went down. That means a lot because we're fighting each other over position. Teach who's going to lead. I'm going to do this. Listen, you can have that. That's your portion. I need this to be confirmed, as the Creator said, because He said that I will make to cease from me the murmuring of the people of Israel, whereby I murmur against you. Against you, Aaron and Moshe. Because it's about leadership. You take too much upon you, Moshe. Wow. Jealousy and envy. You know, listen, Cain was jealous of Abel. Why? God accepts your offer, then accept his. Your countenance is falling. Well, you got to do better. That's all. Don't be jealous. Learn from him. Well, listen, you do that, brother. You mind showing me how you do that? Nah, I hate you. I envy you. Or you driving this. Well, listen, I like that you're driving. Maybe you can show me how to do it for myself. Because it's that personal thing. And now you just got to, that's why the Creator told you, if thou doest well, thou shalt be what? Accepting. Okay? But if not, sin lies at the door. And that's for us today. And it's over you to do what? Rule or share. It's over to rule over it. You have to rule over sin. You have to rule over it. It's there. It can be in you. But it's like those two heads and shoulders. You got to rule over it. The jealousy can get you. Look at the brothers. Look at Yaakov. Look at Joseph. The brothers hated him. Why? Because he got the attention. But couldn't they understand? They had their own children and grandchildren. This is the child of this man's old age. And the older children, younger children are different. The younger, when you get old, you have children. Guess what? You're more closer to them. You do things to them you didn't do for the first set of children. They get away with murder. They do. The last children, the older just said, man, if I'd have done that, I would you to skin me alive. That's how it is. They should have understood that. Oh, he made him a coat, many colors. And in ancient times, that's significance, that's royalty. But see, the deal is what they don't understand is that God chose Joseph.
God's in charge.
And Yaakov just going, yeah, this is the one. Even if he's younger, so here come that dream. And guess what? They all was interpreters of dreams.
Right.
They all, so you indeed rule over us? They had skills, but this is the one who y'all chosen. And they were jealous. They want the attention. So why? And this is what tears us apart from the beginning. You read all this to now. Brother, I'm happy for your progress. I wish more brothers be progressive. And it's not to be judged. If you want something, listen, show me how to do it. But I'm not judging. Bless you. No, he getting attention. Listen, that's fine. But you know what that details? If you got to sit there and be the priest, you can't go out and hang out with other brothers. You can't be shooting down. You inside as a high priest. Okay, you can't do this. You can't marry it. It's more stringent upon you. Everybody can't do it. You think that's why? Because you dress nice and glam. You got all these. No, listen, it's different.
My job.
Even if you're the king, but the king's not to multiply wives. It says silver and gold, horses. It said he's supposed to write a copy of the law every day out of the one. Listen, you think that's easy? And if you write a copy of the law, you should know it. It's running hard. Now,
That's right.
On a regular.
problems, they stopped writing and learning. And they got into other things. Talk to me, brother.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once again in 19.
19 verse.
And you shall lay them up in the tent of meeting before the testimony where I will meet with
Go
you.
ahead.
And it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall blossom, and I will make to cease from the murmurings of the people of Israel, whereby the murmuring they murmur against you.
Talk to me.
And Moshe spoke to the people of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod of peace from each prince.
Each prince, Mataron, they're talking about that's right, from each prince. Go ahead.
According to their fathers' houses.
Not saying.
12 rods.
I see. Go ahead.
And the rod of Aharon was among their rods.
Go ahead.
And Moshe laid up the rods before them, Jehovah, in the tent of testimony.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that on the next day,
Bin Karatz.
Moshe went into the tent
Yaba
of
Moshe
testimony,
Elohel Edut.
and behold, the
Today.
rod of Aharon
Brak Mate Aaron.
for the house of Levi
The
had
great
budded
Levi. Yetzei Parak.
and brought forth buds
Yetzei Zin.
and bloom blossomed
Yigmol.
and yielded almonds.
Go ahead, brother.
And Moshe brought out all the rods
Say
from
Moshe,
before Jehovah to all the people of Israel.
Israel.
And they looked and took every man his rod.
Each Mate, they took their rod from all the tribes. Go ahead.
And Jehovah said to Moshe,
Moshe.
bring Aharon's rod again
Hashem
the
et
testimony
Aaron lifnei edut.
to be kept for a sign against
Now
the
you're going to
rebels.
keep this rod, the Misheret. Le Misheret, le Lish Meret, le Ot B'nai Yisrael for a sign.
Mhm. Against the rebels.
Meri, Utekol. Go ahead. Tell
That
them now.
there may be any ending
Wow.
of their murmuring
You see?
against me,
Against the who?
against me.
Against and the rebels, Mary. Against the rebels. All right? Notice that? Be kept for a sign against who? The rebels. You got rebels. BT wearing rebels. They're in every Knesset. That's right. They're there. Against the rebels. All right? Keep this rod, that there may be an ending of their murmurings against me. That they what?
They die
That
not.
they what?
They die not.
Allah Yamutu, because you're going to die. You're not right with the crane, you dying.
Change.
Bringing discord.
I don't like that.
Nah. No, keep some order. Okay? Because they're going to lead to death.
Mhm.
Korah knows leading those brothers and they can get and those who die. That's death. Mm-mm. Talk to me, brother.
26. And Moshe did so, as Jehovah
Moshe
commanded him.
so
So did he.
Go ahead.
And the people of Israel spoke to Moshe, saying, Behold,
Ga'anu.
we die, we perish,
Abnu.
we all perish.
Kulanu Abdanu. we all perish, all right?
Whoever
No.
comes at all near the tabernacle of Yahweh shall die.
who are called HaKarev, HaKarib, and HaMishkan, Yahweh Yamut.
Shall we totally perish?
Ha'im Tamul, Lagri. No. No. Those who supposed to come there, those who come there. Just follow the rules. 13. Go ahead, give me the 18, brother, real quick.
18th chapter. And Yahweh said to Aharon,
Lord El Haron,
you and your sons
Ata Ubeneka,
and your father's house
Betavika,
with you shall bear the iniquity of the
El
sanctuary.
Haron Hamid, Da.
And you and your sons with
Ata
you
Ubeneka, Ita.
shall bear the iniquity
He
of
said,
your priesthood.
understand something. That priesthood, you and your sons and your father's house, you're going to be responsible. That's what it's saying. See, remember something, we just lost a lot of lives around this. That's why it's continuously going on. The Creator's letting them know who's in charge. You're going to bear the iniquity. You know, you have, I'm going to use the police department again. I see the car police officer. All right.
Oh, you are? Yeah, probably not.
But here's the deal. When officers get out of line, something happens. What happens ultimately, they remove the commission. Many states, or the chief of police, whatever they call him, end up stepping down or resign, firing. Now he may not have done it himself. But because you're in charge, you're going to find in many positions, even in government and any company, you know what? The supervisor gets fired.
That's right.
The guy may get fired or suspended, but they remove the head guy. You understand? The ones who in charge. Because they're saying, now they're saying, you got to change the format. You're over the men. You should have had better training. He didn't do it. But it doesn't matter. So what Yahweh is saying to Aharon, Aaron, you and your sons and your father's house shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary. And you and your sons with you shall bear the iniquity of your priests. You'll be responsible.
That's right.
But somebody has to be responsible. Let me tell you something about this way of life. It's about responsibility, which we don't want. Right? As the brother said, we have to be men. We don't want to be responsible. We have to repay. We have to do it. We don't want to be responsible. We have to give. We have to take care of our house of worship, our family. We don't be responsible. We have to be responsible. That's what the Creator is wanting, responsibility. Second verse says what?
And your brothers also of the tribe of
God,
Levi, the tribe of your father, bring with you that they may be joined to you and minister to you. But you and your sons with you shall minister before the tent of testimony.
Right. You and your brothers also the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your fathers will bring you that they may be joined. So you the priests, you're over this. However, your brothers of house of Levi will be joined to you. Levi name means join. And they will minister to you because they're ministers. So you all are ministers. We're ministers in different capacities.
Okay, that's right.
Levi have their different capacity and we have ours. You understand? It's different levels. They're the ones that's going to work with the kahuna, with the priesthood. They're not the priests.
No.
But they work with them to assist them, to help them, to make everything good. And then as God told us, you guys in the nation is the kingdom of priests to me, but I bring other people. But we don't deal with that. What they do.
That's their job.
That's their job.
Facts.
You understand? That's the difference. The serving is about servicing. They're all servicing. And they're going to serve. They're going to be connected. They're going to join to what? To minister. But you and your son with you shall minister before the tent of testimony. That's what the Levites do. They're given on behalf of the children of Israel to the priests, the Levites, as you read the ritual couple of portions ago. We gave them to the Creator. The Creator gives them, takes from us, because what he said, the firstborn, when he took the firstborn to open the womb out of Egypt and kill the firstborn animals, he now required us to redeem our firstborn sons. Because the firstborn sons, the ones in the beginning, were the actual priests. That's who took all us that type of business. But the Creator took it from everybody and sent it to Levi. Okay. In most nations, the oldest child, males, were the ones who did the priestly things.
That's right.
But now we're taking that from them, and because I destroyed the firstborn of Mitzrayim and the animals, now your firstborn animals has to be given to me, and those that are not clean to be offered up like the donkeys, you have to redeem them back, and you redeem your sons. That's how it works. Because there's a balance in this earth.
Okay.
Whom much is given, much is demanded, much is given. Much is given, much is demanded. There's a balance. Everybody can live in the same world at one time. Some have to go, so some can come. That's how this works. I took them, so this is what I'm requiring from you. Because guess what? All souls, as it says, belong to the grace.
Right.
Okay? Don't take anything lightly. Okay? Go ahead, y'all.
Third verse.
Uh-huh.
And they shall keep your charge, and the charge of all the tent. Only they shall not come near the utensils of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor you also die.
Understand, Shamru, Mishmarteka. They should keep the charge. Okay? Mishmeret. Only. Call Ohel Ak El Kale. Only they should not come near the utensils of the sanctuary. The Levites can't come near the utensils that they're working with. Now, the utensils were made by the people.
Okay.
There's all 8 of different ones. But now, once they were anointed and inaugurated to service, the Levites can't come near them.
That's right.
The priests deal with that. But the priests have to cover up the furniture and put things away, and then the Levites would carry them to do that. But this is why, and why are we saying specifically, this is why. They should not come near the utensils of the sanctuary and the altar, or the mizbeach, that they nor you also die. See, in other words, God is trying to save your life. Because it shouldn't have happened to Uz would have happened to Uzzah. Even when King Uzziah tried to offer up, he was a good king, but he tried to offer incense, what happened? Leprosy jumped out on his forehead. Because that's not his portion. Did great things, but this is not your portion. That's the same thing. Go ahead, brother.
And they shall be joined to you, and keep the charge of the tent of meeting for all the service of the tent, and a stranger shall not come near you.
Go ahead.
You shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar.
Go ahead.
That there should be no anger anymore upon the people of Israel.
You understand? I don't want any wrath to come upon. I don't want any murmurs. I don't want any fightings about this. And that any wrath, that I don't want people to die. Because that's what it leads to death. And I don't want that. Let's get this in order. Let's get this order. Understand the order. Follow the order. So that you will not die. Go ahead, brother.
And I, behold, I have taken your brothers, the Levites, from among the people of Israel. To you they are given as a gift from Yehovah.
From Yehovah. They're given as a gift. The Levites are a gift from Yehovah.
To do the service of the tent of meeting.
To do what now? So actually, technically, even though we don't have the sanctuary as said before, the Levites should be coming in and doing all the various works. They should be set up. We should organize this out right, Levy. You know, we're doing our service. You come in, and at the end, behind that, now we'll start giving ketchup or whatever to them to maintain our places. Woo. That's the way it's going. That's right. You know, that's we get unified. So, okay, now we got all these different places here. Get yourself together. We the ones. We're not putting nothing on fire at this time. But we have cleaning, we have work, we have this, we can teach them, we have different things that happen. Okay? And in return, you will get blessed with offerings and stuff that people still give us as offerings and tithes. That's what's it's a service.
That's right.
So what do you think the ministers get it from other things when they get the monies and they so what? Just that they're making it to an empire fund. But because they're doing the labor in the vineyard, they're working, doing that. That's where they extracted from us.
Okay.
That's how they set up their thing. But they become the big IU when it's supposed to be the creator. And we're supposed to take it. We're the first welfare system that we know of where we give to the priesthood or to the Levites and to the priests, and then they take care of the poor and so forth from that. And in addition to that, when we get our fields, we don't take the sheaf that behind. We don't take the corners out the field. We leave them for the poor, the widowless, the fatherless, and the stranger. We look after the stranger. That's the welfare system. So everybody eats. It's almost like a social system.
That's right.
Everybody eats. Everybody's going. It's not like I got mine. You get yours. No, it's right here. We're all happy. It's Malcolm them say, if you got a steak in front of you and you dining, you can't look and say, well, how can I dine if I ain't got no steak in front of me? You may not have filet mignon, but at least you have a steak. You may not have a mansion like me, but you have a house. You see the difference? And you're not jealous because happy is he who's happy with his portion. That's right. I got 2 bedrooms, you got 8. You got 9. Fine, that's good. But we all have something. And we all praise God. And Mishle says the poor and the rich meet together and y'all to make up the whole.
That's right.
That's the difference. We all serve the praise. Go ahead, brother.
7th verse.
7th verse.
Therefore, you and your sons with you shall keep your priest's office.
It's an office.
For everything that concerns the altar and inside the veil, and you shall serve.
Go ahead.
I have given your priest's office to you as a service.
As a service.
Of gift. And the stranger who comes near shall be put to death.
Clear. Go ahead.
And Jehovah spoke to Aharon.
Ready, how long?
Behold, I also have given you the charge of my offering, of all the consecrated things of the people of Israel.
Go ahead.
To you have I given them because of the anointing, and to your sons by the ordinance forever.
Given to you the charge. The charge of Terum Matai. All right, Terum Matai. I've given you of the offerings, my offerings of the consecrated things of the people of Israel. So to you have I given them because of the anointing, and to your sons by the orders forever. 9.
This shall be yours of the most holy things, reserved from the fire, every offerings of theirs, every meal offering of theirs, every sin offering of theirs, and every guilt offering of theirs, which they shall render to me, shall be most holy for you and for your sons.
All right, it goes to you. So when you give your sin offering, that's how you think they eat. Each one take it. It's a community. We take care of everything. That's how they eat. Because they don't have jobs. Their job is to service us. So now we have to try to make sure they live. That's how that works. So we utilize that to everybody be fine. Because now we're working, we have businesses, and we have jobs, and we make sure that they eat because they're servicing us. They're working with the priests. We take care of them. We take care of them. So, and this is what the system gets their system from. See, we don't know how deep we are. All the courts, from the local to the Supreme Court to the where do you think where they got it from? From scriptures.
So that's right.
Jethro told him, Moses, Lord says, listen, this is how you set this up, Moshe. Moshe talked with God, but God didn't even tell Moshe what to do.
Right.
But see, the Most High put around you people, or he allowed people to come into your life. They may not even be Israel. But he's going to still bless you to have people to see you don't have it all. But the Creator will make it available. You have it all because of the Most High, because he's going to send somebody that's not Israel who have certain knowledge to show you what to do. And Jethro was the father-in-law. Moshe said, look, we want you to stay with us because you're like eyes to us. Okay. He showed them how to set up a whole system because remember, they existed before we as far as the people. The Midianites are the children of Abraham. They're Hebrews, just like we are.
That's the truth.
We're Israelites, but the Ishmaelites, the Edomites, and all those children of Abraham are Hebrews. But they're not Israelites. That's the difference. So they have some Torah of them. But Jethro showed him how to set this up. The big things they bring to you, the little things they judge. That's how you get the Supreme Court. And the little court. Moshe was the Supreme Court. What do you think they extracted from? So you don't, when you get to the little things, the local courts, whatever, but now this is Supreme Court. That's when you go to Moshe. You can't hear all these little matters. You know, our people are petty. We arguing over a cow or a donkey or this, you took that. That's a little court. Big stuff, you know, get the big, that's when you go Moshe. That's how the Creator set it up. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. 10th verse.
10th verse.
In the most holy place shall you eat it. Every male shall eat it.
Every male will eat of these particular things. They shall eat of this holy thing. Go ahead.
It shall be holy to you.
Go ahead.
And this is yours, the offering of their gift.
Of their gift.
With all the wave offerings of the people, of the children of Israel.
That's for Bnei Israel.
I have given them to you. And to your sons. And to your daughters.
Generational. And to who?
And to your daughters.
See, this very well time you see daughters in here. especially when it concerns this. So, again, in the most holy place, you should eat every male should eat of it, shall it be owed to you. However, as this is yours, offering of the gift, with all the wave offerings of the people of Israel, I have given them to you, to your sons and to your daughters with you. He had daughters too. All right. So they ate of this particular, the wave offering, by statute forever.
Everyone who is clean.
But they have to be clean. If you're unclean, you can't eat it. The law still follows. Go ahead.
Shall eat of it. And the best of the oil, and all the best of the wine.
The oil, the wine, that's right. The priests have this stuff. But guess what Torah tells them? While they're officiating, they cannot drink.
That's right.
When they step down, then they can have it.
Yes.
So we adopted that, not just for the Kohen, for all of us who speak in any Torah. When you're drinking, put it down. Matter of fact, we don't want to discuss certain things because I don't want to manipulate things and change things. When you, hey, you might say things that are not correct.
Yeah.
So the priest was definitely commanded not to drink. When they stepped down from servicing, because remember they had their different shifts. I'm on shift between this day, that day, or these hours. Therefore, now he can go down and drink his little wine and do what he do. That's it. I even sometimes discuss things that I know it sounds. I said, they even had times where they have to set schedules. My wife said, what do you mean? I said, well, they couldn't cohabitate with their wives at any time.
Clean.
They had to be clean because they can't go off the offers and they're unclean.
Right.
So they have to make sure, we engage this day, sweetheart, and I'm unclean for this 24 hours, then I go and do what I need to do. You understand? That has to be because even when they had to get to the mountain, he told them to stay away from their wives for 3 days and they're going to the mountain.
Order.
You understand? So we don't follow Judaic law where on Friday night Shabbat they go have it. No, we don't do that because that makes you unclean.
That's right.
You can't have an unclean spirit dealing with the grave. You
That's
have
right.
to be clean. Got to be Talmud. Okay? Not Talmud. Okay, got to be Talmud. Go ahead, brother.
And we're going to the 13th verse.
Uh-huh.
And whatever is first right in the land, which they shall bring to Yehovah, shall be yours.
It's yours.
Everyone who is clean in your house shall eat of
They
it.
can eat of it. Well, first, they belong to the Kohen. But they have to be clean. Go ahead.
Everything devoted in Israel shall be yours.
Go ahead. Look what it says in 15.
Everything that opens the womb
Call
and all
Peter
flesh,
Kim, they call Basar.
which they bring to Yehovah,
Asher Yakrivu La Yehovah.
whether it is of men or beasts,
Ba'adamu Behema.
shall be yours.
Yela.
Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shall
Akmada Tifde.
surely redeem,
Right?
and the firstling of unclean beasts
Bekor
shall be
Hadam
redeemed.
and Bekor Behema Hatemea Tifde. Right? When you bring the male, the men supposed to redeem, as they say our redemption for the firstborn men have to be redeemed. So you got to pay money to be redeemed. All right, and now the firstborn male, that's yours, that's your son. Okay, with the animals, you give them to them, except those animals that are unclean. And that's what's set up since Mitzrayim. Okay, that's how that goes. All right, but that redemption money and all that goes to what? To the kahuna, to them. Go ahead. 16.
16.
Now, when
And
you
those-
redeem from what? Is it's going to call? And those who redeem,
And those who will be redeemed
Who
from
be-
among old
Ben Kodesh,
shall you redeem,
Tifdei,
according to your estimation,
Akaka Kesef,
for the money of 5 shekels.
Kamesh. You're going to pay 5 shekels. That's the redemption, what you pay to redeem your sons. Okay, go ahead.
According to the shekel of the
The
sanctuary,
shekel HaKodesh,
which is 20 years.
Eslim Gera. But you have the shekel of the sanctuary and the shekel of the land. That's what you're going to go by. So when you have your firstborn male and stuff, you go give it to the kahuna. So listen, okay, my firstborn son. Today they have a ritual prayer in the Judaic one. They do a prayer and whatever, and they donate money. It's okay. This is fine. You should still continue because this is going to your Knesset anyway, your people. You got to transform these things to a different modern way so you can still understand the bill. See, we're not burning up nothing.
No.
But what we're saying is here, we still give our offerings to run our places. We call them tithes, offerings, whatever, to run our place. Okay? You don't have to have now then a priest to give your offerings. The burn stuff is one thing. See, when Abraham gave to Melchizedek, he was around. But remember, from the beginning, from the time of Cain and Abel, they had to get back to the trade. The time of what did Yaakov say? when he left his father's house? If you bring me back to my father's house in peace and give me clothes and shelter and return me and say, I will give you what? Well, he gonna give it to who's going? Right. You may say, I'm gonna put some shoes on this person's feet with this stuff, whatever, or feed the poor. Give it back. But today we have our organizations that are in place that we worship at. So you give. You have to give. You're not gonna get all these great things and these great music if we don't support each other. You gotta bring it home. Charity starts at what? Home. Bring it home. Give it. So you can have those connections. You can get the air conditioning. You can get the things we get. Don't use it go, oh, we don't have a free place. That's a poor excuse. Because you're still responsible. Whatever we're responsible for that we can't get together, that's what we pray for. Because it's not his fault that we put ourselves in the shop. It's ours. That's why he says when you go to America, you mean when it says, to those lands I scattered you, when you look back, you have to confess the sins of your fathers and do for, and you show, we said, where to your land of your captivity. And now we say, where they at? They have to turn from there. So which means wherever we're at, we're still responsible. That's right. And we still have to pray for the sins of our fathers, even though they're deceased now. That's what's written.
That's what's written.
What's that?
That's what's written. That's for sure.
That's what's written. So you still got to get. You're still responsible. Okay. Arms is for atonement. 17. Go ahead, brother.
But the firstling of a cow,
right,
or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat,
right,
you shall not redeem.
Right.
They are holy.
They're holy.
You shall sprinkle their blood upon the altar.
They go on the altar. They go to the priest. Go ahead.
And shall burn their fat for an offering made by fire.
Go ahead.
For a sweet savior to Jehovah.
Go ahead.
And the flesh of them shall be yours, as the wave breast, and as the right shoulder are yours.
Go ahead.
All the offerings of the holy things, which the people of Israel offer to Jehovah, have I given you, and your sons, and your daughters, and with you by a statute forever. It is a covenant of soul.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Before Jehovah to you and to your seed with you.
So like I said, it's a covenant of salt. Look at that. When they take the salt and they put it on the bread, it's symbolic of the offering. The Creator said in the scripture, all offerings should have don't suffer any of his offerings to go without salt. Like Pingus had the covenant of salt. So it says here, and all the offerings of the holy things which are official, I have given you your sons, your daughters with you by statute forever. There's a covenant of salt forever before Jehovah to you and to your seed with you. That covenant of salt is very important. Go ahead, brother. 20.
And Jehovah spoke to Aharon, you shall have no inheritance in their land, neither shall you have any part among them. I am your part. And your inheritance among the people of Israel.
I am. See, that they have no inheritance. God said that what? He is the inheritance of the priests.
That's right.
Okay, and no people. He's the inheritance. All right. That's what they said. They don't have an inheritance. The Levites and the priests, that belongs to God is the inheritance. All right. That's the deal. All right. That's deep. That's a spiritual thing. We should feel that way with God is our inheritance. Man. What you only have, what you have is the grace. That's it. That's right. They can take your money, take your house, take your tax, but what you have is yours. That's more than anything. 21st verse.
And behold, I have given the sons of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance, for their service, which they serve, the service of the tenth of meeting.
You understand? The tenth, which was you had corn, you had grain, you had whatever, you had kesed. The kesed still exists, but mainly the grain, though. That's what it says when you read Malachi about the barns and not filled and so forth. It's dealing with mainly grains that we grew. Because they grow, what you do with money, you buy grain, food, and all. But they still had kesef, they still had money, silver. But that 10th actually went to the Levites. And they gave 10% to the priests, and they gave 10% to the high priest. It's a system. A system. Because they, for their what? For their, it says for their service, which means because they don't have a job. If you in here working and doing all the work, that's how the preacher man get the concept where he get the 10 because he's doing the service. That's where they get it from. Okay? But we had a whole system, the Levitical system, and the priestly system that was set up. And that's how they got fed, by the old goats we gave, the grain we gave, the tithes of the first fruits we gave. So they were maintained. That's when we maintained. We had a system of doing it. But now we don't have those things set up. Now we have our own houses of worship. So now we give to our houses of worship to beautify, to maintain. You know, and we joke a lot of times and say, look, we don't get paid.
That's right.
But if you're a rabbi in the Judaic system, rabbinic system, oh, you're gonna make $100,000 a year easy and better. Those guys get paid. But we don't even think that much about people and the work that they do, the lessons they give, and so forth and on. But I'm showing you where that's come from. Don't blame the preacher, man. Or you know, the people a lot of times in the church and the verse, they may not have the knowledge of this, but they're doing the right thing to give to their organization, which they go through their spiritualism. That's what you do to maintain what they have. Because then there'll be no lights, there'll be no gas, there'll be no benches, there'll be no house of worship. We have to do that, and we can't use that as an excuse. Though, we don't have a priest, so you still have to give. That's right. If you're going to maintain your houses of worship and grow big, we must give. Okay, God bless you to be a millionaire because you're giving, more. You have more, you give more. You have less, you give less. That's just it. You're blessed. Okay, and the Most High God looking at overall on everything, brother. For whom much is given, much is demanded. We got to realize this that we're blessed.
Okay,
So we give.
verse.
Go ahead, brother.
Neither must the people of Israel henceforth come near the tent of meeting, lest they bear sin and die.
Because that part is for the kahuna, for those people, for the Levites, for the priests. They handle those things. 23rd verse.
But the Levites shall do the service of the tent of meeting,
Right?
and they shall bear their iniquity.
They will carry the thing. They'll be responsible for that. Go ahead.
It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation.
All right. Kukatolam le doratekem.
That among the people of
Israel
Israel, they have no inheritance.
Yo nekalu nakala. They have no inheritance because the Most High's inheritance. Continue.
But the type of the people of Israel,
Ki et ma'asar
which they
Israel.
offer as an
Asher
offering
min la Yehovah.
to Jehovah,
Go
I
ahead.
have given to the Levites to
Tumanat
inherit.
kilawim nakala.
Therefore I have said to
Ki
them,
amarti lahem.
among the people of
Tokmene
Israel,
Yisrael.
they shall have no inheritance.
Lo yin chalu nachala. Okay, this is their inheritance. Their offering. Get the tithes, get the various things. I said that among the people Israel, they shall have no inheritance. Okay, tithes of the people Israel with their offering as an offering to the Lord have I given the Levites to inherit. And I have said to them among the people of Israel, they have no inheritance. 25th verse.
Okay. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying,
Yes.
thus speak to the Levites,
Yes.
and say to them,
Uh-huh.
when you take of the people of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then you shall offer up an offering of it for Jehovah, a tenth part of the tithe. And this, your offering, shall be reckoned to you as though it were the grain of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress.
Go ahead.
Thus you shall also offer an offering to Jehovah of all your tithes, which you receive from the people of Israel, and you shall give from it Jehovah's gift to Aharon the priest.
Priests give to the priests. The Levites give to the people, give to the Levites. Levites give to the priest give to the high priest. That's done. That's the way the system is set up. So we don't have all that system today, but we give to a house of worship. Okay, in the churches they take care of the house of worship and they take care of the minister, but it has to come from the people. It has to come from us. If we don't do it, it's not going to be done. We can't worry about the government doing, but we have to do for our own. That's how the system survives. Each level takes care of the next one. And it has to come from the people. We have to give. That's the way it works. Or it's not going to happen. 29.
Out of all that is given to you, you shall set aside all that is due as a gift to Jehovah, of all the best of it, even its consecrated part.
Even its consecrated part. Go ahead.
Therefore you shall say to them, when you have set aside the best of it, then it shall be counted to the Levites as the produce of the threshing floor, and as the produce of the winepress.
Best of it. Go ahead.
and you shall eat it in every place.
Que de otro me call back on.
You and your household.
For
But it is your reward for your service in the tent of meeting.
So it's your tent, the reward for the tent of meeting. Because they work for it to service us into the meeting, that goes to them. That's how they get paid. That's their job. That's the difference. 32nd verse.
And you shall bear no sin because of it.
Notice
When you have set aside the best of it, neither shall you pollute the holy things of the people of Israel, lest you die.
They should die. So they can't pollute the holy things of Israel. So then we need all the priests, lest they die. But here's the thing about when it talks about pollute. Okay, it uses the word kadesh. So the word kadosh, the same rule that it means kadosh is holy, it also means profane. When it talks about search, when it talks about the unseemly things, or talks about a sodomite, it uses the term kadesh.
Yes, can.
Okay, same word.
Can.
Same root letter. Okay, so to pollute, to be unseemly, at the same time to be holy. Okay, so check that out. That's there. So that same word. That's where the understanding comes in at when you read things in Hebrew. Now see.
Hallelujah.
Baruch.
Please all rise.
Come see.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Yehovah noten haTorah.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and the light of eternity implanted within us. Blessed are you, Yehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen. Read get out the tefillah for the Halftorah real quick.
Yeah.
Here we go. Tefillah for the Halftorah.
Baruch atah Yehovah Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'cha b'nvi'im tovim v'yeratzah b'devrechin v'na'emerchaim ve'emet. Baruch atah Yehovah abocher v'torah uve'moshe avdo uve'yisrael amo uve'ne'emei ha'emet ve'zedek. Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who has chosen good prophets and was pleased with their words that were uttered with truth. Blessed are you, Yehovah, who chooses the Torah and Moshe, his servant, and Israel, his people, and the prophets of truth and righteousness. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
We're going to read the portions right through of Shemuel. We're in the Halftorah portion of the book of Shemuel. Sit down, please sit. What is what's our portion?
It's 1 Shemuel, chapter 11.
1 Samuel chapter 11.
And chapter 12.
And chapter 12.
Yeah, chapter 11, verses 14 and 15.
Go ahead.
Then said Shemuel to the people, come, and let us go to Gilgal, and renew the kingdom there. And all the people went to Gilgal, and there they made Saul king before Jehovah in Gilgal. And there they sacrificed sacrifices of peace offerings before Jehovah. And there Saul and all the men of Israel rejoiced greatly. And Shemuel said to all Israel, behold, I have listened to your voice in all that you said to me, and have made a king over you.
All you said to me, I made a king over you. Go ahead.
And now, behold, the king walks before you, and I am old and gray-headed, and behold, my sons are with you. And I have walked before you from my childhood to this day. Behold, here I am, testify against me before Jehovah, and before his anointed. Whose ox have I taken?
As Moshe said. Go ahead.
Or whose ass have I taken? Or whom have I defrauded?
Whom have I defrauded? Go ahead.
Whom have I oppressed?
I oppressed.
Or from whose hand have I received any bribe to blind my eyes with? And I will restore it.
Bring it to me, and if so, I'll restore it to you. That's deep. Go ahead.
They said, you have not defrauded us, nor oppressed us. Neither have you taken anything from any man's hand.
All right, they can say that. Samuel can stand up. Righteous man. Stand up, man, they would say. Go ahead.
And he said to them, Jehovah is witness against you.
Yes.
And his anointed is witness this day, that you have not found anything in my hand. And they answered, he is witness.
He is witness. Go ahead.
And Shemuel said to the people, it is Jehovah that advances Moshe and Aharon,
All right.
and who brought your fathers out of the land of Mitzrayim.
Who advanced Moshe Haron?
Most High.
That's what the greatest promotion you can get is from the children.
Hallelujah.
Even from both sides. Go ahead, brother.
And therefore stand still, that I may plead with you before Jehovah concerning all the righteous acts of Jehovah, which he did to you and to your fathers. When Yaakov came to Mitzrayim, and your fathers cried to Jehovah, then Jehovah sent Moshe and Aharon, who brought forth your fathers out of Mitzrayim, out of Egypt, and made them live in this place.
So our fathers cried to Jehovah. Maybe we need to cry. Maybe things ain't bad enough. We cried to Jehovah as one, was together and one and crying out. So he sent the deliverance to get us out of here. We got to cry. Oh, boy. I guess they put someone else here. We're going to be crying, huh? That's what's going to unify us. Otherwise, we ain't crying. He said they cried then together, and God sent deliverance. Okay, so that's why I think things are happening the way they happen. We usually get some proud. Okay, that's right. And that's what it says here. And he says, and we cried. Your fathers cried to Jehovah. Then Jehovah sent Moshe and Aaron.
Right.
Brought forth your father out of Mitzrayim and made them live in this place. Okay, that cry. That cry. That cry. Cry to the Creator. That's one. You know, you tired of oppression, but we got to do the right thing. Pray. Where we at? Go ahead.
And when they forgot Jehovah their God, he sold them the hand of Sisera, captain of the army of Hazor.
And America, and Nisla, and Jamaica, and Trinidad, and all of it, and West Africa. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget Yah. That's the key. Don't forget the Most High.
That's right.
That's what it said. When we forgot Jehovah their God, he sold us to the hand of Sisera, captain of the army of Hazor, hand of Philistines, the hand of the king of Moab. And they fought what?
And the hand of the Philistines and the hand of the king of Moab, and they fought against them.
Go ahead, brother.
And they cried to Jehovah and said,
and when they what?
They cried to Jehovah.
And they did what?
And they cried to Jehovah.
And they cried, plural, and they cried. Not I cried, we cried.
Right.
Again, we get in trouble. Who we go? We talk to the Father. We text the Most High. Get a phone with him. Call him. But together, and that's where you see the connection. And they cried, Yaakov, and they called out. And together, each one, Yaakov, each instant, Yaakov, and they called out.
They said, we have sinned.
We have sinned, acknowledge it.
Because we have forsaken Jehovah and have served Baalim and Ashtoreth. But now save us from the hand of our enemies.
Jesus. And we serve. I mean, you got to bring it to your days and time.
That's right. You gotta understand.
Baalim, the other Baalim that's common, and gold and silver, and all the other stuff that we dealt with, that we served. Wood. Stone. Bring it to the modern day and all other things that's out there. Our negative ways. You got to bring it to the day. Go ahead.
And Jehovah sent Zerubbabel and Bidam and Jephthah and Samuel and delivered you from the hand of your enemies on every side.
And this is what I often say. There are many deliverers. There are many anointed. There are many Mashiach. But don't mean you're afraid of any. See, you got to understand that. I don't care who y'all sends. Usually they wait for Mashiach. If Mashiach come, you still got to do Torah.
Teach.
Doesn't matter. That don't change. And you ain't worshiping Mashiach. That's just one that's anointed. For Mashiach means to be anointed. The king's anointed, the priest's anointed. But you're not worshiping the king. You're not worshiping the priest or anybody else. They're all deliverers, like Moshe, like Yehoshua, like Zerubbabel. We have many deliverers. Many anointed. One creator. That's all we pray to.
That's right.
And when y'all sings around, they just hope to live with the people.
Shame.
Shimshon, Samson was a deliverer.
That's it. That's it.
You don't pray to Shimshon.
Nope.
Pray to Most High God. He's there to do his job to help deliver the people from the Philistines, oppress the Philistines. All right? They're ones. The main deliverers. All right? Don't let nobody put you in the, you're going to the church, you're going to worship. No, we don't worship anything, any being, anyone, any spirit but the true living, the Ruach Elohim, the Most High. You call him Hashem, you call him Yehovah, Rakum Yah. Really, not what they're saying. You understand? So don't think because these things that God's delivering, you don't worship them. No, they're here to do their job to the creator. Even the one when Yahshua was on the mountain, he hosted on the mountain, and he saw the man standing who he thought was a man, he said he didn't recognize him. Who are you for?
That's right.
For us or for enemy. He says, as captain of the Lord of hosts. Right. He didn't pray to him.
That's right. That's right.
So, no, you pray to the true living God. When they tried to offer up the offering with Noah and his wife to the angel, to the Malach, he said, no. You can't detain me. I can't accept it. Offer it to God.
Right.
You understand? We got to understand who we stand before. Don't never change that. No matter what. The true living God. That's what we stand on. Care who comes. Can you flip over and do backflip? Okay, fine. Okay, and you can stay there and levitate and float. You guys. All right. You just have a gift that the Creator allows you to have.
That's nice.
You know, that's really nice. There you go. Talk to me, brother.
Cain, when the 12th verse of the 12th chapter of Shemuel, First Shemuel. And when you saw that Nashah, the king of the Amorites, came against you, you said to me, no, but a king shall reign over us. When Yehovah, your Elohim, was your king.
And back in the days, they would call him the prince. Sometimes they call him the prince instead of the king. But the deal was, the creditor didn't want us to ask for that, but God made concessions for us. Because he set it back up in Deuteronomy, shows if you should ask for a king like the what? The rest of the nations, which gets us in trouble. These are the provisions of it. But we shouldn't want a king like the rest of the nations. We should want the creator only. He's our king. He's our king, as we sung the song today. He's our king. All right? But he made provisions because he know how we are. He made concessions for us. But that's not the best thing. He said, I'm your king. But in case you don't, this is to be the rules of the king. That's right. Be from your own people. Sorry, stranger, we can't have you as a king. Got to be from our own loins, from one of us. That's right. And there are rules to this. He must be righteous, and he must do these things as it's written. Right. And he got to write out the copy of the law. Can't multiply wives, horses, and silver and gold, and those things. All right? Because those things lose the people losing their kingdom. You see, that's the difference. That's what he's thinking about. But he made those provisions. But the fact, wow, it's like to me saying, well, here's the laws, here's the rules of being a Nazarite. You don't have to follow being a Nazarite, brother, but you have that option. But why do that? Just do what you're supposed to do. That's all. Be righteous. You don't have to go. That's what I'm saying. There's different levels, you know. But you don't have to do that. Okay? We didn't have to ask for a king. God, you are a king. We just want to do right. But see, we want to be like the rest of the nation, and that's our issue. So we get the trials and the tribulations like the rest of the nation. Okay? And we want somebody that's tangible we can put our hands on. What he says, I gave him this way and I took him away this way in my wrath. This is what the king's going to do for you. They speak about Shalom. They speak about the sanctuary. But do you know how much forced labor went into the sanctuary? Read about it. That's right. And then he said they're going to take their wives, their children, and all that. All right? 8 years to build his house, but he took long to create his house, but his house was even bigger. It took longer. Read about it. It wasn't just that simple, so that's why his son said, what my father did to you is nothing compared.
That's right.
You know what I'm going to do is away from you, O Judah. Okay? And then after all that kukma that God gave him wisdom and all that, he still went after the gods of his wives. That's right. So that's why I tell people you can want a kukma, you want all this other stuff. The questions you want to serve. He said he did folly, he did this and that. He had all the wisdom, and he still went after the gods. So don't think that knowledge and wisdom is still there. You still have to be obedient. As Samuel said, obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience, that's the witchcraft. Shalom had, he said there'll never be man as wise as him or as rich as him. And yet with all the wisdom and riches, they said he could talk to animal or any you name. And yet he still said. So that always say to me, no matter what man can get, he still is comfortable of falling off. So you have to constantly, as it says, take heed to ourselves, stay on our line. No The more humble you get, the more the Most High give you, the greater He give you, the more tested you get, the more education you get. You got to become more humble. You got to get on your knees and pray. You got to stay humble because it's very difficult. Because when you get to your head, and swell, you get in leadership and all, it swell. Look what happens. It can go. And if he had all that karma, and he went off, so imagine all that wealth. That's it. Got to stay on line. Go ahead, brother. Finish it out.
We are in the 13th verse of the 12th chapter of Samuel, 1 Samuel. And therefore, behold, the king whom you have chosen and whom you have desired, and behold, Jehovah has set a king over you. If you will fear Jehovah and serve him.
Number one, fear Jehovah and serve him.
And obey his voice.
And obey his voice.
And not rebel against
and
the commandments.
Don't rebel against what?
The commandments of Jehovah.
Okay, here we go.
And if shall both you and also the king who reigns over you follow Jehovah, your Elohim.
The king, from the greatest to the least, got to follow who?
Jehovah.
It's not above Jehovah. Got to follow Jehovah. Go ahead, brother.
But if you will not obey the voice of Jehovah, but rebel against the commandments of Jehovah, then shall the hand of Jehovah be against you, as it was against your fathers. And therefore, stand and see this great thing, which Jehovah will do before your eyes. It is not wheat harvest today. I will call Jehovah, and he shall send thunder and rain.
No rain come when the wheat harvest, but it's not wheat harvest. But because of this, he's going to send thunder and rain. Go ahead.
That you may perceive and see that your wickedness is great, which you have done in the sight of Jehovah, in asking for a king.
And even though he made provision years ago for you, it still wasn't the correct thing. But God gives us sometimes the desire of our heart. So listen, but that's not what you should do.
What you ask for.
You understand?
Yes, indeed.
God is your king.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
So Samuel called to Jehovah, and Jehovah sent thunder and rain that day. And all the people greatly feared Jehovah and Shemuel.
Now they fear God home. Because we want to be like everybody else. Iniquity, sinful, men leading them. All right? Wicked minds. That's what you get with it. Go ahead.
And all the people said to Shemuel, pray for your servants to Jehovah.
Pray for Jehovah. We're going to pray. Pray for us.
That we die not.
But we don't want to die.
For we have added to all our sins this evil, to ask for a king.
We already iniquitous. We got to just sin, but now we're going to ask for a king. Wow. Look at us. We still want it, even though it's bad for us. Yeah, great. Take this. But it's no good for me. I want it anyway. You know that's no good. It's like the doctor. Don't eat this, don't eat that, but you still do it, right? You still do it. I want this. So you don't take another drink. Don't take another smoke. Don't eat this. And you eat it. Then we get sick and they almost die. We're going to cut your leg off now. Or cut your head. We still do it. Okay, God, we understand, but we still want that king.
Yes.
That woman is bad for me, but guess what? I still want her. Even still want her. It's going to kill you, but I still got to have you. We're deep. Go ahead, brother.
And Shemuel said to the people, fear not. You have done all this wickedness. Yet turn not aside from following Jehovah, but serve Jehovah with all your heart. And turn not aside, for then should you go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
They can't profit or deliver. That's when we end up turning to things that don't profit. Okay. We do that here now. Ain't profit.
Last verse. For Jehovah will not forsake his people, for his great name's sake, because it has pleased Jehovah to make you his people.
And that's part of the prayers that we say. Hallelujah. We ask all to stand as we close. Next week, now see, we'll be doing the portion. So we ask to thank all those who was with us today. Again, this online thing is new for us, but we're going to do the blessing for
the blessing for the
closing.
Halftorah. Bless all you, Jehovah, our God, King of the universe, Rock of all the worlds, righteous in all generations,
the God who is trustworthy, who says and does, who speaks and fulfills, who all of his words are true and righteous. Trustworthy are you, Jehovah our God, and trustworthy are your words. Even one word of your words back never reverts unfulfilled. For a God, King, trustworthy and compassionate are you. Blessed are you, Jehovah, the God who is trustworthy in all his words. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
As we do a prayer closing out, those who are sick, be healed.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Almost like God, there is no other God like the true and living God, the Lord God Jehovah. Blessed art thou, O Lord, our God, by whose words all things exist. We ask of you, O Most High God, to continue to keep us close to thy bosom, to continue to deal with your children, the children of Israel. Help all those amongst the children of Israel, those who need to be delivered, those who are mourning, those who are ill. Heal them, guide them, strengthen them, for you are the true healer in all ways and in all things. Help all those who are going through trials and tribulations, O Most High God, to get through them. Most High God, lift them up, hold them close to thee, and carry them, O Most High God, if need be necessary.
Amen.
Show them the way, O Most High God, so that they can even may heal themselves. O Most High God, without you, there is nothing. We need you. We want you. We ask of you to deal with us. Show your loving kindness, your mercy, and your grace upon us, and help us to look to thee, to stay steadfast, strong, to stay encouraged, and to do the things that we need to do to set ourselves right. Oh, carry us, Most High God. Deliver your sick. Deliver those who are ill. Deliver those who are going through things, oh Most High God, whether it be mental or physical, whether it be spiritual. Deliver them. Blessed be the Most High, who delivers all and sustains all. Blessed be the Most High, who is God above all.
Hallelujah.
Shema Yisrael, Yehovah, Eloheinu, Yehovah, Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malkuto, La'olam Wa'ed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Blessed be his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Meeting Kavod,
We pray homage
Elohe Abraham,
to the God of Abraham,
Elohe Yitzchak,
to the God of Israel,
Elohe Yaakov.
Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before thee, O my rock and my redeemer. O Most High God, once again, look upon the house of Shaare Shamiyim and bless all its members and occupants and all that pertain unto the house, and help us to stay steadfast, strong, and encouraged in all things that we may do. Hallelujah.
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 Give it a Jehovah Yishmareka.
And it is all.
And open our neck and we cool neck.
And it is
Israel
all.
open our neck and we asim neck. Shalom.
And it is all.
May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance unto thee and give thee shalom. Peace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Come to the end of our service. Thank you for attending us today. And next week, if y'all willing, we'll be covering Balak and Kukot. Kukot and Balak the following week.
Double portion.
Home to all the connections. Get home safely and sound. Y'all bless you and keep you and heal you till next time. Hallelujah.
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 Mika moka be Eli. Shamiyim